Stream. I should have said FPL Raptor here. I've messed up the intro already. My name is Ross, aka Eggman, aka FPL Raptor, and today we're doing a live stream. You would have thought I'd get used to this by now, but I'm always a mess. Part of the appeal, I think, is that the streams are a little bit chaotic, but let me know that you can see me and hear me. Say hello, let me know where you're tuning in from as well. I mean, the first deadline stream was very manic because it was game week 1. I'm expecting a lot less viewers. I'm expecting the chat to maybe not be quite as busy. And as a result, we can kick back and relax. We've got over, how long have we got? 2 hours, 15 minutes till the deadline. I think it will allow us to look at some stuff in more depth. We can go over to Fantasy Football Hub and do some statistical comparisons. We can look at the press conference updates. We can spin the wheel many times. So all is not lost. Even if you're rolling a transfer in game week 2, I think this stream should be incredibly useful because we'll even look ahead to sort of game week 3 and game week 4 as well. So do say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We have FPL Pickle in the chat. Good to see you, Pickle. Lukey Boy. Yes, Ross. Always here. What a man. FPL Pickle is tuning in from the Dominican Republic. What an absolute show-off. Best looking egg I've ever seen. Well, I thank you. I do try my best. I do try my best. Darren Baker in the chat. Good to see you. South Africa, tuning in from Lenton, interesting, UK. Big up the UK, of course. Interestingly, only about 30% of the people that watch my videos are from the UK. You might think obviously so, but it shows how international FPL is, that only about 30% are from, oh, actually sometimes it's more. Between like 30 and 50%, depending on the month, are from the UK, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Chicago, India, Macedonia, Sweden, Norway, Bangladesh. Like I absolutely love this. How insanely international is FPL? Brilliant. And we have such a good community on this channel as well. Thank you for always being so positive in the chat. Thank you for always turning up and asking questions and being engaged. It obviously makes the stream so much nicer for me. But with all of those thank yous out of the way, let's move on to my team. And I've actually taken a -8. Okay, could you imagine? I know someone that did take a -8, but we're not going to discuss that in today's stream. So, my team. Right, I'm getting confused and lost about where I'm supposed to be. Several people said that I was a little bit too quiet in the previous stream. I've actually got my mic as loud as it will go. So what I'm going to do is just bring the mic closer to me. So as I'm bringing it closer, you might just want to turn me down a little bit. But I'm basically going to... that's a naughty one. I'm going to digest the microphone. So sorry if I get a little bit louder there. Hopefully that's better. Right, what am I doing? Chat, help me. This button here. Here you go. Here's my team. Didn't take a -8, but I could have. That'd be fun. The plan at the moment is probably to roll, but don't click off the stream. Like I said, we'll discuss lots of interesting stuff today. But yeah, I'm not gonna lead you on and tell you that I'm planning to take a -4 or -8. That being said, today I've been thinking about a few things. Right, game week 3 is a week. Actually, no. Let me just go straight over to Hub quickly because I want to show you why I am still tempted to make a transfer this week. So this is the theme for game week 2, right? Let's say I don't use a transfer. Game week 3, the team is perfect, and I would have 2.5 million in the bank and 2 free transfers. And of course, I can only make 1 again, and I could roll again. But I'm thinking, if my team's already looking so good for game week 3, do I need 2 free transfers for game week 3? Or could I potentially use 1 this week, get a little bit aggressive, attack a little bit, and then maybe use just the 1 in game week 3, or even just roll the transfer completely? Because I've got Pickford, Chilwell, Estepinian, and Saliba all have outstandingly good home fixtures, so I'd want to play all of them there. I've even got, as you can see, second sub there, I've got a Dogie against Bournemouth. So not only do I have a really strong back 3 as it is, I've also got a bit of a benching headache with Dogie. My midfield 5 all have home fixtures against Forest, Fulham, and Crystal Palace. Really nice. I've obviously got Haaland against Sheffield United, and João Pedro's fixture isn't even that bad either. So like the team's really good for game week 3. So I'm wondering, do I need to have 2 free transfers next week? Do I even need to make 1 transfer next week? Potentially not. Potentially not. So that's what I'm thinking about, and that's why I'm maybe slightly more tempted than usual to make a transfer in a week where it looks like rolling probably makes the most sense. We have a big boy super chat already from Tayfun Official. Firstly, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Says, Ross, could you shout out my boy Jan or Jan? Sorry for butchering the name, for taking -8s every week. You've said, can you shout out your boy? But I feel like this is slightly a bit of a dig at him. I can't really talk, though, because I know someone that just took a -8 accidentally, which was a lot of fun. So, do you know what? I back it. You know, if you want to take risks every week and take hits, I don't mind it. Thank you very much for the super chat. And then Jan or Yan, apologies for butchering the name. Big shout out for taking -8s every week. Why not? The game's about having fun, isn't it? Let's be honest. How has your day been, Raptor? My day's been okay, thanks. It's been pretty slow. I like to just relax before the live streams. Obviously, sometimes I'm at work and I can't. But because my job is a university lecturer, so I'm not full-time YouTube, I'm part-time. But yeah, I'm a university lecturer. So sometimes I'll be teaching all day Friday and I have to rush home for the stream. But today, because it's obviously over the summer, I've not been working that much. So I've had a little bit of time to just relax, read through Twitter, look at the press conference stuff. So I've had a great day. Thank you very much. We've got a super chat from Jeremy. Says, "Oi Ross, hope you're doing great. Just as I just said, doing lovely. Thank you, Jeremy. No question this time. Just some greetings from Switzerland. How lovely. Thank you for the super chat and big up to Switzerland. Switzerland is actually, I'll maybe show you the list later post deadline. Switzerland is in like my top 5 countries that I want to visit next. Switzerland looks like such a lovely place. And also everyone from Switzerland seems to be so happy. So I'm big into potentially going to Switzerland soon. So yeah, that was what I was looking at, chat. Is just the idea that I don't really need a transfer for game week 3. So maybe I could make one this week. If I was to make a transfer this week, what we're kind of looking at the moment, Eggman is here. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting called Eggman on a regular basis, but I am here for it. Let's just say I'm here for it. I have 5/6 potential transfers I could make. The one that Fantasy Football Hub actually recommends, rude. Why have I just been signed out? Why rude? As if I've just been signed out of Hub in the middle of my stream. So unnecessarily rude. Right, I'll get back to that in a second then. The one that Hub recommends is actually to do Mubama to Jackson. So, where is it? Mubama to Jackson. Because I have 2.5 in the bank. As I spoke about my team selection video, though, this just creates such a benching headache for me. Because I've got now 8 really good attackers this week. Who on earth do I bench? Like, I bring in Jackson. And arguably the most sensible player to bench is Jackson. So it makes no sense probably to make the move this week. So that one's probably not on the table anymore. The other option I've got is I do... Whoa. Can you see my João Pedro glitching? Hopefully that's not my internet. Dear Lord, that's not good. Right, Jackson comes in for João Pedro. That still leaves me with 1 million in the bank. And obviously I don't realistically have the benching headache this week because I just played Jackson and João Pedro's gone. So... if I'm to bring in Jackson this week, I think it would be for João Pedro. My concerns around this is João Pedro looked great in game week 1. He's on penalties. He has an equally decent fixture this week. And also there are rumours that Chelsea is still going after signing a striker. Although today Pochettino did suggest that he's actually looking at Armando Broja as potentially being like the backup for Jackson. They don't necessarily need to go out and sign a forward. So maybe Jackson should be a wait and see, just one more week to see if Chelsea do, before the game week 3 deadline, or potentially even before game week 4, if they do go out and sign another attacker. Because if they don't, then Jackson looks like a great option. The other option is I leave João Pedro, and I actually look to bring in James Maddison. My only concern with that is if I just switch back to this week, yes, I know Fernandes and Rashford don't have the easiest fixture, but I think there could be goals in that Spurs-Manchester United game. Crystal Palace is a decent fixture for Martinelli and Saka. I don't want to sell them. And I think Mbeumo's got a really nice fixture against Fulham. So it could only realistically be one of the Manchester United boys. But then they have Forest at home next week. And I feel like I've got to just give them one more week. Because, yes, they didn't perform great in game week 1. But we don't know how representative that is of how they'll perform in the future. So whilst I do like Maddison, I don't see an obvious place, or an obvious player, I should say, to sell to buy him. The other option that I had was Saliba to James, but James is obviously now crocked. He's injured, so James isn't an option. Yes, Gusto and Disasi could be decent, but there are now rumours. Let me just bring this up on Twitter as well. If I just switch over here. I tweet far too much, by the way, so let me just try and find the tweet. Where's the tweet? Here you go. Chelsea apparently entered the race to sign Fresneda. Now, whether they sign him or not, they are clearly in the market for potentially picking up another right back. So, all of this to say, there are lots of things that I could do with my team, but most of them feel like they could potentially wait a week. What do we think, chat? Is it just an obvious role for my team? I will run a poll, by the way, in a second to see what you guys plan on doing for your team. We've got Finn Reed, who's just become a RAP Tier 2 member. Thank you very much, Finn. I appreciate you. If you do want to become a member of the channel, you can click the little, this sounds like you're just giving me your money, the little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. That will allow you to become a member or just deliver a super chat. Or you can join the Patreon. By the way, you can become a Patreon member. I've got quite a few Patrons signed up over pre-season. So if you want to join the community, please do. And then one other thing I just wanted to plug whilst we've got a few people here is the Discord. Linked at the top of the chat is the Discord link. Harris or Frosty or someone that's in the chat at the moment will spam the Discord link as well. Please do join it. We've got almost 3,000 members at the moment and there are loads of updates taking place. So do join the Discord. Do it. Just do it. Why not? It's free. Joshua says, I've got the same midfield as you. Very nice. And want to get Diaz in for either Rashford or Bruno. This is another option, isn't it? Taking a 1-week punt on a Liverpool player. Any advice on who to choose? I feel like this game is very suited to Marcus Rashford. So I would say this week Bruno's probably the one to sell. I feel like Spurs will go at us. Spurs will try to attack. And I think that Spurs will leave a little bit of space on the counter, which is kind of what we saw with them Burmo and Wissa in Game Week 1 when they played against Brentford. So if I had to guess who would outscore who this week, I would say this is probably more of a Marcus Rashford fixture. So if you want to sell one of Bruno and Rashford, I would sell Bruno. Adiel says, should I replace Stones with Chilwell? Yes, Stones to Chilwell feels like a fairly obvious move for me. I like that a lot. Get rid of Pedro, for God's sake. Why? Pedro outscored Watkins last week. He got a penalty too. Thank you for linking the Discord as well, by the way, Harris. I appreciate it. Do you know what? I could actually show you, couldn't I? Let me bring up the Discord. If I don't know, probably the Twitter one would be the best. So if I do that and then bring this over here, can you see that, chat? Oh, you can see loads of people are joining the Discord. Oh, these are all the people joining the Discord. Lovely stuff. But yeah, we've just actually, it was Harris got it sorted. Where is the bot? Raptor bot. So we've now got a bot where if you type in hashtag or sorry, /team info, you can see it here, my team info. You can actually get, and then your team ID. You can get your, basically your live rank and also your overall points as well. And it updates every hour. So there is now loads of bots in the Discord too. There's also loads going on in the chat, by the way. So do join. Here we go. Hello, Discord. You are on stream. Everyone's just spamming eggs now. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, do join the Discord. It's really, really good. And I'll be more active over there this year as well. So now there's people ruining it by saying stupid stuff. Oh well, right. Where am I going? This one. Then this one. Right. Should I take out Gabriel? Right, chat. If you've got Gabriel, should you take out Gabriel, yes or no? What do you think? Just say yes, or even if you not get Gabriel, should Gabriel be taken out? My genuine opinion is that Gabriel will come back into the starting 11 and start most games. There are a few rumours flying around as to why he missed out. Was it tactical? Was it because he was late to training? Like, we don't really know. But I would suggest no. If I had Gabriel, I would hold Gabriel myself. But if you feel like you want to sell him, of course, feel free to go for it. Most of the chat is saying no. So I think most of the chat are kind of backing me there that you probably don't bother selling him for the time being. I've got a few super chats that I've just missed. We've got Darza said, did Stones for Colwell, wanted to roll, but we moved. That's fine. I like Stones to Colwell, and you save a little bit of money too. Don't mind that at all. Jace says, would you definitely start Emmy Martinez over Turner? Yes, I would start Emmy Martinez. I would still start Emmy Martinez, yeah. It's just a much better defence. Who would you bench, Matoma or Eze? I would bench Eze and start Matoma. You've got to back the fixture, and I feel like despite Wolves looking good in Game Week 1, Matoma's definitely got the better fixture. Tanish says, surely if Ten Hag can bench Rashi for coming 45 seconds late, Klopp can bench Salah after his outburst. Klopp's not benching Salah. Klopp actually made a comment on the fact that Salah was brilliant in training all week. I can't see him benching Salah. We've got Joe Roach has become a Rap Tier 2 member. Again, thank you very much, Joe. And same to David as well. Welcome to the Rap Tier family. Ralph says, hey, Ross, would you start a Kanji or Osula? I'd start Osula. Start Osula, unless you've got Turner, in which case there's a bit of a conflict there. But no, I'd probably start Osula in hopes that he gets another start because he looked really, really good in Game Week 1. Neuer says, Areola to Turner. No, I'd keep Areola. Areola looks like he's going to start as well. No, I wouldn't be making a goalkeeper transfer this early. Zane says, love the content, G. Would you start Eze or Foden? I would start Phil Foden. Do I play Onana or use Turner? I would start Turner myself. Veghorse. We've got Veghorse in the chat. Nice. Mr. Cow says, hi, Daddy Ross. Hello, son. Newcastle fan, so slightly biased, but I'm hesitant to captain Haaland. What are your thoughts on Watkins for captaincy? I don't have Salah. Watkins is probably my third favourite captain option this week. I would say Salah is comfortably the best captain in my opinion. Then it's Haaland, then it's Watkins. If you don't fancy captain Haaland for whatever reason, I think Watkins is a really nice shout. I also don't mind Marcus Rashford as well. Marcus Rashford could be an okay shout because, I do really think that the game will suit Manchester United and will suit Marcus Rashford too. Right, we're going to run the first poll. What are you doing this week? Roll the transfer. Using the free transfer. A -4 hit. Or we've got a -8 hit or more. There you go. I've just run a poll. I want to see how many people are rolling the transfer, using the free transfer, or potentially taking a hit. If you're playing a chip like a free hit or a wild card, you can just say using the free transfer. -8 or more. So I've seen people take -8s. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. FPL Pickle says, my answer is not by choice. I know, Pickle, it's fine. Oh, my throat went... Is Henry a good replacement for James? I have 0 in the bank. I do think Henry is one of the better 4.5s. I think Henry, Udogie, Colwill, Tarkowski, Gahey, Rico Lewis could even be an okay shout. But yeah, I think my top 3 would be Henry, Udogie, and Colwill. Will Udogie start? I think he'll start most games. He's definitely not going to start every game because they've got Reguilon, and they've also got a position where they could play like Pedro Porro and like Davis at left sort of back. Then he comes into the back 3. So no, Udogie's not going to start every game, but I think he will start most games. What's Nana Raptor doing this week, Ross? Nana Raptor did... She brought in Mbermo for Erdegaard. And then she made another move. What was the second move? Oh, she took out Reece James for Chilwell. No, Stones for Chilwell. She did Stones to Chilwell, and to fund that, because she didn't have anything in the bank, she did Erdegaard to Mbermo. That was Nana Raptor's moves. By the way, if you are enjoying the stream, there's almost 5,000 people here, but only 300 people have liked it. So if you're enjoying the stream and you've not yet liked, please do drop a like, and also make sure to subscribe as well. We are really fast approaching 90,000, and you know once we hit 90,000 subs, the big boy 100k is well within sight. So please do support, make sure you drop a like, and make sure you subscribe as well. So at the moment, almost 2,000 people have voted. We've got 63% rolling, 30% using a free transfer, and then we've got only 8% taking a hit. So at the moment, 93% of people, the math ain't math in there with that YouTube poll. Apparently 93% of people are either rolling or using a free transfer, and apparently 8% are somehow taking a hit, which adds up to 101%. Nice. 4 mil in the bank. What would you do? 4 mil in the bank. Would you do Rashford to Salah? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you've got money in the bank and you've not made another transfer, i.e. you've got a free transfer to use, definitely get Salah in and captain him. For me, it would take a -4. But yeah, definitely get Salah in if you can. I love the sound of that. Abdullah says, start Matoma or Jackson, buy Salah, sell Rashford. Again, I would only buy Salah and sell Rashford if it's just free. And I would I'd start Jackson ahead of Matoma. I brought in Cunha for Pedro. Am I losing it? It's maybe a little bit knee-jerky because he was very good in Game Week 1, but we gave him a lot of space. I think you might be losing it slightly. I prefer João Pedro to Cunha, but Cunha did look great in Game Week 1, so maybe it was a good shout. You never know. Thomas says, Bayer to Gusto, otherwise have to play Botman versus City. Yeah, maybe. You might end up having to take Gusto out soon, but I don't mind it. If you think Gusto will start, go for it. Law James says, Ross, Haaland played almost 90 minutes on Wednesday and Alvarez only 5. Pep kept moaning about the Saturday game. Am I crazy thinking Haaland doesn't start? Obviously, we can't predict whether Haaland will start or not. Are you crazy for thinking that? No. Do I think Haaland will start? Absolutely. I just think he'll come off early. But yeah, I can't see him benching Haaland against Newcastle. It's such a critical game for them. But maybe he will. Maybe he will. Maybe this will be the best chance you possibly have to back against Erling Haaland. Who knows? Who knows? Sell Bruno for Luis Diaz. Maybe. What do we think, chat? If you had my team, by the way, what would you do? I'd love to know. I've got 2.5 mil in the bank. Yes, I'm flexing on you. That's right. That's all right. I'm flexing on you with that. 2.5 mil in the bank. Transfers. What would you do with this team? Would you roll? Would you get aggressive, bring in Jackson? Would you try and bring in... I'm just going to chat. I'm just going to show you what I could do, right? I'm just going to... Don't mind me. Pretend it's not happening. Pretend it's not happening. Chat. Talk about the weather, whatever you want. I'm going to just show you what is possible. Okay? Hear me out. Hear me out. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you could do that, right? Daddy Raptor, what do you think of Diaz captain? I just don't feel confident enough that Diaz starts. I think he'll start, but I wouldn't know that enough to want to captain. So, listen, chat, all I'm saying is you can do it, right? Maddison is a must. Maddison is definitely a good option, for sure. We're not doing this again, Ross. What do you mean this again? You make it sound like I regularly panic and take hits on stream. You make it sound like this is a regular occurrence. You won't do it. You won't. Everyone said I won't do it. Don't test me. You don't know me. You don't know. I could do it. I could be convinced. You won't do it. Don't try me. Poll. Right, poll. Let's end the current poll then. Basically, not many people are taking a hit, which makes me probably think I shouldn't really be taking a hit. 2 seconds. I know that I've missed a couple of super chats. I will get back to them. Start a poll. What should Raptor do? Option 1, roll the transfer. Option 2, Pedro to Jackson for free. Option 3, Martinelli / Bruno to DRB / Salah -4. Other. What should Raptor do? Vote. Go. This is my team. Wait, this is my team, by the way. Wait, why am I so zoomed in all of a sudden? Zoom out. There you go. 2.5 in the bank. Feel free to vote on that poll. I feel like you should gyrate the transfer. I feel like I should too, you know? Makes sense. It does make sense. Gabriel to Colwell or just roll? I would just play Gabriel this week and just get an extra week's of info. If he's benched again, then you get rid of him. If he starts, then I probably prefer Gabriel for 5 mil to Colwell for 4.5. KDB to who? Have Saka, Bruno, Rashford, and Mbermo. I think it's Maddison or Richarlison. I think it's a Spurs mid. Ross, I love you, but get Pickford out ASAP. No, I like Pickford. Pickford's staying. I told my girlfriend to triple captain Salah. Am I a bad boyfriend? Chat, what do we think? Veghorst has told his girlfriend to captain triple captain Salah. Is he a bad boyfriend? I would never tell my girlfriend to triple captain Salah. So, yes, I think so. Sell Son or Bruno? If yes, for Mbermo, Diaby, Maddison. Obviously, this week I prefer Mbermo and Diaby. Longer term, I prefer Maddison slightly. I don't mind selling Son, potentially. I still don't think he's going to be fantastic. He's just not looked quite at it for a while now. But I do think there'll be a lot of goals in the Manchester United Spurs game. So I'm thinking maybe just wait a week and make the move next week. Thoughts on Ødegaard to Diaz? I don't hate that. Ødegaard's probably going to continue to play relatively deep, so yeah. Transfer the boyfriend out. Yeah, to be honest. Sorry, Veghorst. Everyone's saying you're a terrible boyfriend. Hopefully your girlfriend's not watching. That would be really embarrassing if she's watching. That's all I'm going to say. Hello, Yelena. Good to see you in the chat. Just talking to FPL Pickle and not even talking to me. Very nice. As you do. He wants what's best for her. It doesn't sound like he does. Doesn't really sound like he does, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, if Salah smashes it. Hi, Ross. What is your opinion on Jota against Bournemouth? I just don't know who's going to start. I actually like Darwin Nunez this week. This is a Darwin game. Surely Darwin's got to get the nod in this game. Surely. Listen, why is everyone trying to make me transfer out Pickford? Pickford's fine. Harris says, join the Discord. Yes, join the Discord. It is linked at the top of the live stream chat, also in the description. First line of the description. Join the Discord. Just do it. Just why not do it, you know? Darwin is in my FPL draft team. Can I show you my draft? Does that work? This work? This is my draft. Like, don't laugh at me, chat. I've got Calvert-Lewin in there, and Darwin, and Foden, and Sterling. And listen, what do we think of my draft team? Be nice. Chat, I know Calvert-Lewin's in there. I can't read the chat. How do you do it? It does move quite fast, doesn't it? I don't do a very good job, let's be honest. Do you want to show them where you are in the league? You'll go... Nah. Chat, hold on. I had a bad start. Right? Where am I? Yes, I'm bottom. Yes, I only scored. My team name is Humpty Dumpty. Do you like it? Yes, I only scored 26 points. I was very unlucky. Oh God, that's a state. That seems a state, isn't it? I had Harry Kane. Chat, my front line was Harry Kane, who left the league, Calvert-Lewin, who wasn't in the matchday squad, and Darwin, who played like 15 minutes. I also had Foden. I had Grealish, who didn't get a single minute. I had Timber, who tore his ACL. Oh, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. Hopefully it's a bit better from now on, you know? Wait, what's happening here? Here we are. Here's what actually matters, though, right? What would you do with Gabriel? I think we agreed that probably I would hold Gabriel this week. Would probably be my advice. Skinny Red says, poll for Bruno replacements using just the free transfer. Yeah, we can do that in a second. Do I take a -4 to sort out James or just play Bulldog? There are rumours going around, David, that Bulldog might not be fit either. There are rumours going around that Bulldog has a calf strain. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to confirm it. Although we might get early team news. But yeah, there are rumours going around that Bulldog's not going to be available either. So I would maybe take the -4, to be honest. Who's most likely to start, Gabriel or Diaz? And which would you start, Pickford or Areola? I don't know if that's Diaz or Diaz. I would say Diaz, and Gabriel are all relatively likely to start. Pickford or Areola? I'd start Pickford. Any free hit tips? I've played it. Just make sure you've got triple Liverpool. And triple Liverpool and take a couple of fun punts. They're the only real tips that I would have this week. Shout out my big guy Mark. I mean Matt. What? What's happening? Also, let's talk Diaz. Excited about him, but worried about long term. Lastly, what are your thoughts on Cash? Cash is a rotation risk, in my personal opinion. So I'm not overly interested in Cash. Diaz. I think Diaz will start. But again, I don't know. So I'm just avoiding Liverpool altogether. I'm just going to avoid them altogether. Hi, Ross. Would you start a Dogie or Colwill? I'd start Colwill. Clean sheet's a lot more likely, I think, against West Ham. Nitin says, thoughts on captaining Trent over Haaland this week? I don't have Salah or Diaz. I much prefer Haaland captaincy to Trent, but I don't mind Trent if you want to go for it. Liverpool just looks so bad at the back, and Iraola looks like a very decent manager. Apologies. Soboslai is underrated at Liverpool. He's pretty nailed on set pieces. Yeah, but I just don't know if he's going to get forward enough. João Pedro is going to be benched. Maybe. That is the worry, isn't it? I'll probably sell João Pedro next week. We'll go through my transfer plans in a bit. What did you miss in the press conferences today? We can quickly look at the press conference information. Like probably Ben Dinnery is probably the best guy for press conference updates. God, there are so many though. This is the issue. Mings and Buendia have had surgery. We know that, so they're out. What was some other update? Julian Alvarez, apparently the reason he didn't start in the Super Cup is because he had muscular discomfort. That's not very promising, but he did come on. The fact that he came on probably means he's fit. If he came through that unscathed, there's still a chance that Julian Alvarez does start. I would just worry a little bit. Obviously, the fact that he had muscular discomfort, they probably don't want to risk him. But that's something to potentially think about. What else was there? Yep, Stones was ruled out due to a muscular injury, which we found out anyway yesterday. And Ruben Dias was initially ruled out, and then apparently Ruben Dias might now be fit. So I don't know there. Ruben Dias could be fit, could be out. John Stones is definitely out. Calvert-Lewin's back in contention, which is good. So good for my draft, and also good for anyone that wants to own Calvert-Lewin. I doubt there are many of them. What else was some of the news? Mitrovic is out because he's had a problem with his ankle. What else? This was interesting. For maybe if you're looking to start Brentford attackers, João Paulinho is back for Fulham, which makes them a lot better defensively. Was there anything else? Don't think so. That might have been it. Obviously, Reece James we know is out. Think that was it, guys. So, I mean, a little bit of news, but we knew most of it anyway. The key stuff is that James and Stones are both injured. And I think a lot of people have James and Stones. So maybe you need to look at replacing them, potentially. Phil Foden. I think Foden will start, but I don't know that. I think the good thing for Foden is that Bernardo Silva is still a doubt due to the illness that he had, and Julian Alvarez had muscular discomfort. So they are two players that can both play on the right. I feel like if both of them are out and they don't want to start them, there's literally no, apart from maybe Cole Palmer, there's no one to start on the right. Of course, if they start Cole Palmer on the right, then that leaves a midfield spot open for Foden. So I would be surprised if Foden doesn't start. Yeah, I would be surprised. Pickford for Sanchez. I don't mind that. Let me just show you quickly, in case you missed yesterday's video on the deadline decisions. This is roughly how I would be ranking the Chelsea assets. I might potentially move Gusto down a little bit just because there are rumours that Chelsea are trying to sign Fresneda and, or other right backs. Potentially the best three options maybe are Chilwell, Jackson and Sanchez. Gusto just offers such great value at 4 million that I might still be tempted to go there. And obviously Enzo Fernandez in a similar way to Gusto. If you can get a starting Chelsea attacker for 5 million, there are rumours that Enzo could be on set pieces and could potentially be on penalties as well. I don't mind Enzo. Colwell was obviously very safe at 4.5. I would say everyone from Colwell up I'm interested in. I'm not really interested in Mudryk, Thiago Silva, Disasi, Chukwuemeka or Sterling. But everyone from Colwell up is definitely interesting me. Why is Sterling rated that low? I'm just not feeling Sterling at Chelsea. I'm just not getting it. I'm not overly convinced yet. And he's also 7 million. He's their most expensive attacker outside of Jackson. So for the time being, at least, I'm not overly interested in Sterling. Obviously, if he smashes it in game week 2 and 3, then maybe I'll look to bring him in. Will Gabriel play? We still don't know. I would just keep him, hold him, hope that he starts. And if he doesn't, then you move him on next week. Would be my current thought process. Is John Stones starting? No, John Stones is confirmed out. I really do need to get like a ticker above my head. The two that are definitely out that you will need to replace are James and Stones. Just on Reece James, though, in the press conference today, Pochettino did suggest that Reece James is only out for weeks rather than months. So he specified that it was weeks. So it could be the case that Reece James is back in like 3 or 4 weeks. But I think regardless, let's say he's back in 3 to 4 weeks. That's game week 5/6. You're probably getting him back for. So you're going to lose the first couple of games of their really, really nice run. So I wouldn't be keeping James regardless for me. Frosty says, just take the cap off and write out who's out with a Sharpie on your forehead. The thing is, it's back to front. It'd be like Tenet, wouldn't it? You'd have to be reading back to front, which wouldn't work. Why no Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw's fine. I just didn't start with the Manchester United defender. I probably slightly regret that, but I think we were very lucky to not concede against Wolves, and I think we'll concede against Spurs. Just when I looked at Manchester United's fixtures, I just wasn't convinced about clean sheets. I'm a Manchester United fan, by the way. I'm not an AC Milan fan. I went to the San Siro last summer, so I bought this, but I'm just not convinced that there are many clean sheets. There's Spurs away, no. Maybe Forest at home. Arsenal away, no. Brighton at home, I'd be surprised. Burnley away is a tough fixture at Turf Moor now with the way that Company's got Burnley playing. I don't even think I just don't think there are many clean sheets in this run. I think the easiest 2 fixtures were game week 1 and game week 3. I'm not convinced by this here. The nice run for Man United, though, from about here onwards, apart from the Man City game, that's not a bad run. I mean, there could be clean sheets there. I just wasn't convinced, which is why I didn't start with a Manchester United defender. I love how most people buy a fridge magnet as a memento, but you buy the local football shirt. Yeah, it's a loud engine. I always buy football shirts wherever I go. I do love a good cheeky football shirt. Jacob says, or Jacob maybe, says start Shaw or Chukwuemeka. I'd say Luke Shaw, personally. Estepinian, Gusto, Gabriel, and Akanji on the bench or in. Are you saying Gabriel or Akanji? I would bench Akanji. Bench Eze, João Pedro, or Jackson. Got Gabriel and Kabore, so need to nail my other starters. I would bench Eze. I think you've got to back the fixtures for João Pedro and Jackson. Although, Eze is on penalties. Jackson, we don't know if he's going to be on pens. Probably not. So if you want to back the penalty takers, it's Eze and João Pedro. I just feel like Arsenal are obviously the best defence there, so I would probably lean towards starting João Pedro and Jackson and benching Eze. Hopefully that helps. Austin Gould has been a member for 10 months. Thank you very much, Austin. I appreciate that. Adogi or Bulldog first bench, high risk of being needed. Apparently Bulldog might be out, so I would lean towards Adogi, but I don't think either of them are going to get you many points this week, sadly. Hi, Ross. What is your opinion on Jota against Bournemouth? If Jota starts, I love it. If Jota doesn't start, I don't love it. Will Jota start? I've got no idea. I think Darwin could get the nod in this game. If Darwin does get the nod, then you've got one position left for one of Gakpo, Jota, or Diaz. If Darwin doesn't start, you've still, again, got to start 2 of Jota, Gakpo, or Diaz there. So there's just too much rotation with that Liverpool team for me. Lots of people want to bring in and captain Luis Diaz. If you think Luis Diaz is that great of an option, go for it. I'm not convinced by his data, ever. It's okay, but it's never been great. You think Gakpo will play midfield? I don't. I don't think... They're so bad starting with 4 attackers. I think they need to start with 3 attackers, surely. Dropping Gakpo into the midfield to squeeze an extra attacker in just doesn't seem to work. Chris says, Raptor bruv, I have the same team bar Johnston and Foden. Got sucked into Foden, 2 mil in the bank. Would you swap out Foden this game week for Mbermo? No. I just keep Foden. I think Foden's fine. I don't know why people keep saying that they got sucked into Foden and they regret going there. Just because he blanked in game week 1. I think Foden's fine. KDB being injured is more minutes. Alvarez has been suffering with some kind of muscular discomfort. Bernardo Silva's been ill. Also, Foden is just an excellent player. So I would definitely be keeping Foden. Kabore to Henry is back up to Gabriel or roll. I would just play Gabriel and roll. Play Gabriel and roll and hope that Gabriel features. Opinions on captaining Jackson instead of Salah? I don't like that myself. No. I think it's Salah and Haaland for me If you do want to go different, I think Watkins is fine. As I said, I don't actually mind a punt on Marcus Rashford as well. But yeah, for me, there are 3 clear standouts, and it's Haaland, Watkins, and Salah. Salah's the best captaincy shout. If you've got Salah, you captain Salah, in my opinion. And that is painful to say because I don't have Salah, obviously, which is tough. I'll run a poll in a second for captaincy so that people can vote on captaincy. Matoma instead of Ødegaard, is it worth a -4? No, I'll just keep Ødegaard. I know a lot of people not overly impressed with Ødegaard and Bruno Fernandes in Game Week 1, but you chose them for a reason. I would give them 1 or 2 more weeks. Right, let's run a captaincy poll in the chat. Again, if you are one of the 5,000 people watching, because there are usually at least a couple of thousand have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. It's completely free to do. Just quickly scroll down, hit that subscribe. There will be a video on Sunday. There will be a video on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and a deadline stream. 5 pieces of content per week at the moment. I'm absolutely cranking out the content. So if you want help with your Game Week 3 and Game Week 4 decisions, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Right, let me run this poll. Captaincy poll. Just subscribe. Thank you very much, Arvinesh. I appreciate that. Captaincy poll. We're going to say Haaland, Salah. FPL Pickle says smashing it, Ross. I appreciate you, Pickle. Thank you. Haaland, Salah, Watkins, or should I put a 4th option or should I put other? I'm going to put other comment. There you go. I don't really like the fixture for Saka. I know a lot of people are saying maybe Saka captain. I don't mind Saka captain, but I think there are better fixtures. We also know for a fact as well that Saka is better at home than he is away. I'll actually look at his data in a second to confirm that. Do you know what? Do you want to do that now? Should we look at Saka's data home and away? Because there is quite a stark difference if I remember correctly. Cap says, I'm an idiot and did an early transfer Gabriel to James 1 hour before the news, trying to not get priced out. Do I start a Dogie versus Man United or -4 James? I would start a Dogie, get an extra week of info, and then deal with it next week. Switch Ake to Gusto to prep for Gabriel to Trippier next week. Why would you do Gabriel to Trippier next week? I would do Gabriel to Trippier in Game Week 5. So no. I'm not overly keen on that. Yeah, let's look at Saka's data away from home. What am I trying to do this? Oh, I was bloody signed out of Hub, wasn't I? I need to sign back into Hub. Far from ideal. Right, let me quickly do that. Right, somehow I'm signed in over here, but I'm not signed in over here. What is that about? Is that going to work? Sorry, chat. This is classic technology issues, you know. So I wanted to just go on to Opta statistics, and then we want to look at Saka. Because I always make this statement, but I'm interested if it's actually a truthful thing. I'm almost certain that I don't know if it was just his output or his underlying data. So we're going to look at home. Saka's XGI last season at home was 0.8, and his XGI away from home was 0.3. That's so much worse than I thought, chat. Oh, that's horrific. Yeah, that Saka's not the one at the moment then. Yeah, at home, 0.8 XGI. Away from home, 0.3. His XG was so low. Oh my god, chat, that was his penalties included as well. His non-penalty XG away from home last season, Saka, was 0.13. That's bad. That's really bad. 0.13. Like, that's what you'd expect from like a defender. I didn't realize it was that bad. Jesus, right. Let's, do you want to, we can do a quick look at Rashford as well, yeah. Rashford away from home last season. Rashford away last season was a 0.5 XGI. And at Oh, goodness gracious. Chat, we're in for a bad week. We are in for a bad week. Rashford's terrible away from home as well. Rashford's XGI last season at home was 1.1. Right, firstly, that is an outrageous XGI from Rashford at home. 1.1. Away from home, 0.5. Does anyone else find this stuff really interesting? I'm thinking about the psychology, right? So I'm a psychology lecturer. You guys know I love psychology. I'm thinking this is insane that there is such a stark contrast between away from home and at home. Yeah, we can check Bruno Fernandes. We can check Salah as well and Haaland in a second as well. So, Fernandes at home. Fernandes at home was a 0.9 XGI. Fernandes away is a 0.7. So there's not much of a difference between Bruno away and at home. Salah away was 0.7. Salah at home was 1. So again, Salah's slightly better. But there's not too much of a difference. And then Haaland was the last one I wanted to check. So Haaland at home was a 1.5 XGI. And then away 1.1. Yeah, so most people tend to be better at home. Martinelli, I can check Martinelli. Most people tend to be better at home, but it was only Saka and Rashford were much better at home. Martinelli's very similar away and at home. So there's not much of a difference between Martinelli's data away or at home. I find that really interesting. I definitely... do you know what? I'm going to move the vice off of Saka then. Who do I want to captain instead? Vice captain. Should we put the vice captain on Chilwell? I don't know. I do still feel like this is a Marcus Rashford game, though. But that was really upsetting data to look at. And I just feel like he's having a bit of a stinker at the moment. João Pedro? No, he's too much of a minute's risk. I'll go for Mbeumo. Mbeumo can have the vice captain. Can you imagine if Haaland misses out and I have Mbeumo as my captain? Right, sorry, I missed a few super chats. Let me just quickly go and answer those. Oh, no, I just missed the one. Ross, thoughts on João Pedro and Mbeumo in for Hwang? Sorry, I can't really say. Ross, thoughts on Pedro and Mbeumo in for Hwang Joe, which is the... Okay, which is the £4.5 million Forest forward, right? And Bruno with 1 million in the bank. Yeah, I think João Pedro and Mbeumo sound like a better combination, Flapjack, but I don't necessarily think that... Is it worth 2 transfers to remove Bruno? Maybe. I do really like João Pedro and Mbeumo, so maybe. And you also get 2 penalty takers there versus just the 1 for Bruno. My hat slipped back. BK Cricket says, Veltman to Arnold or Rashford to Salah. My team name... Okay, very nice. Thank you for giving me your team name. Veltman to Trent and Rashford to Salah. Or Rashford to Salah, sorry. I'd go Salah and captain him. I'm not convinced by Trent still. He's okay, obviously, but I'm not convinced. Hey, Ross, love your videos. Would you bench Eze or Gabriel? I'd start the attacker that's on pens, usually, ahead of a defender. The Discord link, the Discord invite is invalid/expired. Is it? No, it's working for me. It's working for me, sorry. I don't know then. Harris, can you drop like a different invite link in the chat? FPL Booner in the chat says, Ross, sell Havertz for Maddison or roll. Sell Havertz for Maddison or roll. I would expect Havertz to start again. So I would roll and I would do it next week. I mean, you're the Spurs fan though, Booner. If you think Maddison's going to pop off against United. My concern is if you watch the Manchester United versus Wolves game, what we were essentially doing is Casemiro was playing in the midfield and then Bruno was playing as like a right mid and Mason Mount was playing as like a left forward, which basically meant that the entire game our midfield was Casemiro. If we play anything close to that against Spurs, Maddison will have a field day. Like if we play anything even remotely close to that kind of midfield, Maddison's going to just rip us apart. Joey, I don't know what you're trying to gain by these super chats, but you're just giving me money and I'm not going to read them out because they're just rude. So please stop or feel free to carry on, but I'm not going to read those out loud. A.R says, FPL Raptor, thanks for the excellent content. As always, you are more than welcome. I appreciate you. It says, please help. Should I start a Dogi or a Kanji? Much love from Canada. Well, neither are great fixtures, but Adogi's got the slightly greater goal threat, you would imagine, but he's also a slight rotation risk. I would still probably say Adogi would be my choice there to start. Still probably say Adogi. Eze and Watkins or João Pedro and Rashford. I think the better combination... Oh, that is a tough one, isn't it? I would prefer Pedro and Rashford because that's the combo I have in my team, I guess. But I also have João Pedro. I think that's basically 50-50. Just keep whichever combination you've got. Unless it's on a wild card, and then I would probably go for the Eze and Watkins combination. Would you hold Gabriel, or what swap would you make? No, I would hold Gabriel for one more week. I think my opinion on it is you should hold Gabriel. Gabriel or Shaw, who do I bench and start? I would start... Gabriel's got the greater chance for the clean sheet. Shaw's got more attacking threat. I would start... I'd start Luke Shaw. Just, maybe. Because I think Palace could score as well, especially because it's at Selhurst Park. That is a difficult one, though. Sorry, I'm trying to find questions that I've not answered yet, just to keep things a little bit fresh. Would you start Jackson or Wissa? Would I start Jackson or Wissa? Oh, that's a tough one. Jackson's the better FPL asset, I think, but I think the fixture is better for Brentford. If it was at home for Brentford, I would say Wissa, but because it's at Craven Cottage, I'm gonna say Jackson. What would you do if you had Isak? Sell him because of the tough games or keep him? I think if you picked Isak, you knew about the tough games. Surely you didn't pick Isak and not look at the fixtures. So probably keep him, at least for a couple more weeks. I could definitely see Newcastle scoring against City, by the way. I don't think the City will keep a clean sheet this week, personally. Right. Joey, you're gonna get hidden. We can, if you want to chat to me about something, Joey, send me a message and we can chat. Problem is, I have James, Baldock, Estepinian, Botman, Adogi. Whom shall I start and whom shall I transfer? As you said, Baldock might be injured as well. James, Baldock, Estepinian, Botman, Adogi. I would start Estepinian, Adogi, and then sell James for someone like a Colwill, maybe. Yeah, I would start Estepinian and Adogi, sell James for Colwill, bench Baldock and Botman would be probably what I would do. Why do you put so much emphasis on penalties? A team gets 5 penalties on average throughout the whole season. If you have 5 or 6 penalty takers in your team, you'll get more than... You'll get, obviously, the penalties from all of the different teams. So I think it's valuable. Like you saw in Game Week 1, I got a penalty from Mbeumo and a penalty from João Pedro. I'm not saying that happens every single week, but when I've got Saka, Mbeumo, Fernandes, Haaland, and João Pedro, and I was looking to bring in Reece James, like the chances of you getting a penalty is significantly higher. I wouldn't like overemphasize the importance of it, but if you're making a 50-50 decision between 2 players, back the penalty taker, because there's always a chance that they get a penalty in a game. It's just another route to points, isn't it? Steve says, evening, Ross. João Pedro or Nketiah? I'd go João Pedro. I think there's a chance that Nketiah doesn't start. So I would go João Pedro. I've seen a few people predict that he'll be the one that misses out. Benny says, hey, Ross, I have Gabriel and Stones. Should I swap Stones out for another City defender? I don't mind Gvardiol. I think if you're going to go for a Man City defender, you go for Gvardiol. So, yeah, feel free to go for that, I think. Rahul says, what are your thoughts on Luis Diaz as captain? So many people looking at Luis Diaz captain. He's not bad. And if he starts, it's a nice fixture. why is everyone so confident that Luis Diaz starts? Could you not see a situation where like one of Jota or Darwin start on the left with Gakpo through the middle, or I guess it's probably that's the only I guess Gakpo won't start on the left, will he? But I think you've got a very good chance of Darwin or Gakpo starting through the middle with Jota on the left, or Gakpo through the middle and Darwin on the left. So I would worry a little bit. Diaz is definitely their best left winger though. Like I would say that their favoured starting 11 is Diaz, one of Gakpo or Jota through the middle, and Salah on the right. But what do we think, Liverpool fans? Is like Diaz completely nailed for now, do you think? Because so many people are looking at him. If you're a Liverpool fan, let me know what you think. Matoma or João Pedro to start? Matoma or João? I'd back after just not joking, but after just talking about the penalty taking situation. Matoma and João Pedro, I think, are very, very similar options. I would back João Pedro because he's on pens. It would be as simple as that for me. There's so little to separate them. Although you could then say Matoma gets an extra point for a clean sheet and an extra point for a goal. So maybe that leans you back towards Matoma. Flip a coin. It is literally a coin flip, that decision. I would go João Pedro for the pens. Why Akanji over Saliba? I didn't say that. Did I? I would start Saliba ahead of Akanji, probably. Hi, I absolutely love your content. Keep it up. Thank you much, Elliot. Would you sell Foden and bring in Diaz and then sell Diaz to bring in Maddison? I don't like making that many transfers. I don't feel like Foden to Diaz and Diaz to Maddison. Making a transfer like that every week, it doesn't tend to pay off. I would try and stick with players for a little bit longer. Try and own a player for a little block, then bring in another player for a little block. I don't like them making a transfer every single week for a different player. Because you need, every time you make that transfer, you need that player coming in to absolutely smash it to justify making that many transfers. So I would lean towards no, but I understand why you would want to do it, obviously. And again, I've just asked the question, lots of Liverpool fans saying that they don't think that Diaz is completely nailed. Will John Stones start? No, John Stones is out with a hamstring injury, will not be available in Game Week 2. If you own John Stones, I'd probably sell John Stones. What's the situation with Baldock? The situation is, I think, that there's rumours going around that Baldock has a calf strain, but we don't know yet. Have you spoke about De Zerbi's presser? No, should we have a look at De Zerbi's presser? Could be interesting to chat about. So De Zerbi said in his press conference, which one was it? This was the main thing that worried me. De Zerbi said in his press conference, we are starting a different style. We are changing something. What do you think this means, chat? Someone that is fluent in De Zerbi ball. Someone that is fluent in De Zerbi ball. Raptor, possible cooldown on people's messages. A lot of spam in the chat. Mods, if you feel the need to time anyone out or ban them, I trust you. I'm struggling to keep up with the chat and also answer questions. So if you see anything, feel free to go for it. What do we think? Is this a personnel change? Is it a tactics change? If it's a tactics change, is it going to be something drastic? Like, could they switch to like a 5 at the back with Estepinian at like left wing back with Solly March at right wing back? Is Pascal Gross going to go into a more attacking role? Because Pascal Gross was excellent in Game Week 1. Are they going to play Ferguson and Welbeck alongside each other as a front two, which means João Pedro either goes out to the left or he gets dropped? It's really difficult to know. Would you bench Diaby or Jackson? I would start Diaby. It's a nice fixture. You think more defensive? What? So do you think maybe they drop one attacker and put a defender in? Yeah, Frosty agrees that we could see Welbeck and Ferguson as a front two. The thing is, João Pedro was excellent in Game Week 1, so it feels pretty harsh to drop him. I don't know. It is slightly worrying as a João Pedro owner, but I feel like you've got to give him one more week. Let's see what this new thing is that he's planning. The thing that I would note is Brighton were really good in the final 20 or 10 minutes against Luton. They scored 2 goals, didn't they? So if João Pedro comes on for the final 10 minutes, he could still do damage. So it's not like your game week's over. You could see goals from the bench for sure. Yeah, Ferguson was good when he came on. This is the issue. Welbeck wasn't great though, so maybe he just drops Welbeck for Ferguson, and maybe just changes the formation slightly, but with the same personnel. I do feel like Enciso could get a start soon as well. This is the issue. Izaki says, which one to bench? Mbeumo, Watkins, João Pedro, or Bruno? Mbeumo, Watkins, João Pedro, or Bruno? I don't want to bench any of those. The only one that might not be on penalties is Watkins, but you're not benching him. I think you've probably got to bench Bruno or João Pedro. I wouldn't bench Mbeumo or Watkins. Fixture's nice, both on pens, both get 90 minutes. Probably João Pedro, and I wouldn't be happy about it. Apparently, Paqueta is being investigated over betting breaches. Is that true, chat, or is that just being made up? Is Paqueta actually being investigated? That'd be interesting. Not interesting, not good, but obviously that would throw a lot up in the air because he was looking at moving to Man City. Then that looked like it fell through. EA says Mbeumo or João Pedro. I would start Mbeumo myself. It's just been announced now. Let me have a look on Twitter. Yeah, I've just seen it. Wow. West Ham's Lucas Paqueta is being investigated by the FA for potential betting breaches. Okay. That throws a little bit up in the air, I suppose, from a footballing perspective. Also, if City don't sign him and they don't sign anyone else, Foden should be more nailed on. It's not Twitter, it's X. I don't think I'll ever get used to calling it X, to be honest. Don't think I'll ever get used to that. Chat, hear me out here. We're actually only 850 subscribers away from 90,000. I don't think we'll hit that on today's stream, but I would be so happy if we do. So please, if you've not subscribed and you can subscribe completely free, please consider doing so. I would love to hit 90,000 on today's stream. What do you think about Jackson as a captain this week? It's ballsy, but I don't mind it. I think there are better fixtures and I think there are better options this week, but I don't mind it at all. I would love to own Jackson this week. I just can't quite. I can't quite do it to myself. I'm happy with João Pedro for one more week. Why not do João Pedro to Jackson if you plan to do it in game week 3 anyway? Because I think that there's less in it this week, and I think next week I'll have an extra week of information. I think the fixture is much better for Jackson in comparison to João Pedro. And it might be that I actually change my mind and want to do Mubama to Jackson and then keep João Pedro as a bench option. So I feel like an extra week of information is more important. I don't feel like Jackson is that much of an upgrade this week on João Pedro to make the move. That's just my opinion on it. But I understand why you would say maybe just move it forward a week for sure. SK says, if he's expecting Wolves to play like they did against United, they could be a false 9 option for Brighton. What, so you think drop Welbeck and Ferguson and maybe play João Pedro as the false 9, or maybe like Enciso in that false 9? I actually don't hate that thought process from a footballing perspective because, yeah, Cunha was occupying a lot of good spaces there. So maybe dropping João Pedro in, drops the midfield a little bit deeper, occupies a few more bodies in the midfield. Could definitely be the case. I'm just going to run a poll for Gabriel because a lot of people are asking me. Gabriel, what are you doing? Oh, wait. I'm going to run a poll. There. Selling / Wait, do you know what? The first option is going to be non-owner. See results. Then we're going to go selling / sold. Starting him. Benching him. Right, I'm just going to run a poll now because lots of people are asking about Gabriel. I've got non-owner. Basically, see the results. Please don't vote on any of the options if you don't own him. Vote on that one. Then I've got selling / sold. Starting him. And then benching him. So please let me know what you're planning to do with Gabriel if you're an owner. If you're not an owner, then please just vote on the non-owner option. For what it's worth, I would hold Gabriel. And I would start him unless you have a much better option. I wouldn't be selling Gabriel. If I owned him, I wouldn't be selling him. Best Foot says, Rashford/Fernandes to Maddison right now to catch the price rise, question mark. Not for me. I'm more in, unless you are going to be priced out of some future move. But no, I think you keep the boys for now. I don't feel like Maddison is that much better of an option than Rashford and Fernandes this week. Would you start Gabriel or Luke Shaw? I think I said I would just about start Luke Shaw, but I think that's very close, that one. I think that's basically a coin flip. This is who would you start? Gabriel, Luke Shaw. One spin. Just one single spin. The wheel is always correct. If you're new to the live streams, the wheel is never wrong. Oh, the wheel says Gabriel. There you go. Is there anything else you would like to ask the opinion of on the wheel? Any other benching decisions or transfer decisions? The wheel's never wrong. It said start Gabriel ahead of Luke Shaw. Nice jersey. Thank you. I appreciate it. Turner or Onana. Can do that, yep. Just one spin. We're just doing single spins. Now, I disagree with the will on both of these occasions. I would start Shaw and I would start Turner. But I guess by saying I think you should start Shaw, I'm saying Onana is a fine option, I suppose. Jackson or João Pedro, a few people asking. Jackson, João Pedro. For what it's worth, I would try to find a way to not bench either of these. The wheel says bench Jackson instead of João Pedro. There you go. There's a few. We'll maybe do a few spins in a bit. The Discord link has expired. It's not expired for me. I don't know why. Why is everyone saying it's expired? Let me have a look. Your channel. Let me maybe check the... I'm going to hear myself back here. Are you saying... Is it this one that's expired? The link hasn't expired for me. I don't know why it's saying it's expired for some of you. But the link works for me when I click on it. Because you're already in it. No, I'm clicking on it in like a new tab. Harris, can you just spam the Discord link then if you're still in the chat, or Frosty? One of the mods will spam a new fresh link in the chat for those of you that are trying to join the Discord. So just look in the chat and a link will be coming very soon. Milkless Gaming says one of Lewis, Shaw, Wissa, or Pedro. Big love. I assume that means you need to bench one of them. I would probably bench. I wouldn't bench Wissa or João Pedro. I would bench Lewis or Shaw. If it's only start one of them, I would start João Pedro. Gareth says, great to be back, Ross. Love your live streams. Thank you very much, Gareth. I appreciate that. Which two would you start? Foden, João Pedro, Jackson? Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's a very tough one. I would start Foden and João Pedro, and I would bench Jackson. I think Foden's got such a high ceiling, and João Pedro's got the pens ahead of Jackson. That's the only reason there, but I feel like they are both really good options. Mr. Mason says, would you transfer out Stones and bring in Henry this week or wait until next week? Depends if you need him. If you need a defender this week, then this week. If you don't need a defender this week, then next week. I know that's a really terrible answer, but as long as you don't need a defender this week to come in and play, I would wait a week because you'll get an extra week's worth of information. I'm taking that spin as starting Jackson, not benching him. Okay, you take the spin however you want. If you want to rig the wheel, Pickle, you rig the wheel. Just saying, doesn't tend to go well when people rig the wheel. The Goat says, I'm considering switching João Pedro for Jackson from Game Week 3 because I don't want to bench Eze and play a 3-4-3 with both João Pedro and Jackson. Is that a good swap? Yep, I don't mind that at all. I'm looking to do João Pedro to Jackson in Game Week 3 as well. I think that's a nice move. Mr. Mason says, would you transfer out Stones and bring in Henry this week or wait until next week? I think I answered that one, didn't I? Yeah, I said if you need it this week, then do it this week. Otherwise, not. Sterling or Bruno, Ederson or Turner. I would start Turner. I would start Turner ahead of Ederson, and I would start Bruno ahead of Sterling. Start or sell Gabriel. I've got a poll at the moment in the chat. If you're wondering what to do with Gabriel, look at the chat poll. Currently, 52% are starting him, 8% are selling / sold, 7% are benching. So almost everyone that owns Gabriel is looking to start Gabriel still. I would personally keep and start as well. Unless you've got, like I said, loads of good defenders, then you can bench him. I wouldn't be selling Gabriel yet. Because he could just come straight back into the starting 11. Got a super chat from Aman Davar. Says, hi, just joined the stream. What is your opinion on Maddison for Ødegaard? Thanks. I think that's a big upgrade. I don't know that you need to make the move this week. But if you do want to make the move, I don't hate it. So yeah, I'd be pretty happy making that move, man. I just wondered, like, could you make the move next week instead or in Game Week 4? Because I think the fixture's slightly better for Arsenal than it is for Spurs this week. What do you think about a Saka captaincy? I think Saka's a great option, but the data that we just looked at, he has like 1 XGI at home and then like 0.3 XGI away from home. So I would lean towards saying no to Saka captain. Ross, we are less than 50 members away from 3K on Discord. Less than 50 people need to sign up to hit 3K on Discord. Just do it then. Just do it. There is a link in the chat. It's working for some people. It's working less so for others. Apparently, we have Nottingham Forest team news. Okay, cool. Let's show that then. Early Forest team news. Not that most people will be overly interested, but the main thing is that Turner and Gibbs-White start, and apparently Awoniyi starts as well. Which is good for my draft, because I just brought Awoniyi in. So Awoniyi starts, Turner and Gibbs-White start. If you've got Gibbs-White, Awoniyi or Turner, I would be starting them, probably. So yeah. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. Why not? Give it a go. I'm very annoying on Twitter. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but I should probably pin my live now one. Pin. There you go. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I lost the chat for a second. Where are you? There you are. Awoniyi captain, what are your thoughts? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that one. I don't mind having Awoniyi, but I don't know about captaincy. Although, when he plays, he is good. You stole Awoniyi from me. You should have been a bit quicker, shouldn't you, Frosty? I think the reason I got first pick, though, is because I'm bottom of the league. So they like pity me. Chris says, sorry for being late, Ross. You never have to apologise, Chris. That's fine. Watkins armband this week. I think that Watkins is the third best captaincy option this week. So I feel like if you want to go for Watkins, do it. But I still feel like Salah and Haaland are ahead of him. Definitely Salah. If you've got Salah, you've got Captain Salah. If you've not got Salah and you don't want to captain Haaland, it's probably someone like an Ollie Watkins that I'd go for. Dean Rom says, who would you bench? Bruno, Rashford, or João Pedro? Do you like Diaz as captaincy? I would bench, out of those options, I wouldn't bench Rashi. I think this is his sort of fixture. It would be Bruno or João Pedro I'd bench. 50-50 there. Do I like Diaz as a captain? Not particularly, just due to the fact that I don't know if he'll start. If you could tell me that Diaz starts, I would probably agree and say that Diaz is a good captaincy option. So many people are wanting to captain Luis. I've never seen anything quite like it. Every time I look down at the chat, there seems to be a bit of a movement going with Luis Diaz. I'll give you the other reason that I'm not as keen on Luis Diaz. If we look at the attackers, there is a fly buzzing around my face. The attackers for Liverpool. Liverpool, is that right? And we want to hide the low minutes players and sort it by XGI. Where is Diaz technically a low minutes player? He is, isn't he? Okay, here's Luis Diaz. This is my concern with Diaz and Gakpo in comparison to Jota, Darwin, and Salah, is their data's not as good. So it's not terrible for Diaz, but the XG's nowhere near as good as the likes of Salah and Darwin. It's getting close to Jota, but I just feel like if you're going for the players with the better data, it's Jota, Darwin, and Salah. Gakpo and Diaz might be slightly better for minutes, but their data's never been as good. So that would be my only other concern there with Luis Diaz, but he could be a fine option. Bertram says, I'd need to make 2 transfers to get Salah in, and the Fernandes/Martinelli out for Salah Diaby is very tempting. What are your thoughts? I spoke about that very thing. It's tempting, but I think it uses up all of my budget. It makes trying to get Jackson next week very tricky. And it then leaves me stuck with Salah and Diaby rather than 2 mid-price midfielders, which then makes it very tricky to get Maddison. So I feel like what I would end up doing is bringing in Salah for 1 week for a hit, and then selling him next week for a hit to then be able to get Jackson and Maddison. So the reason I'm not bringing Salah in is not because I don't think he's the best captaincy option, because I do. I do think Salah's the best captain. It will require probably 8 points worth of hits and me restructuring my team, and then because of that, not being able to react to any more information. So I think I've pretty much committed to no Salah. I feel like if you started the season without Salah and without a plan to bring him in, you should just accept that. You've committed to no Salah. Just stick with it. Hi, Ross. I did Stones to Ake. Is that bad? I don't think it's fantastic, because I think long-term, apparently Gvardiol has been brought in to rotate with Ake. So I think there's a slight risk that Ake doesn't start every game, but it could work out. I think Gvardiol is the better City asset to own. The City defender to own, I should say. Frosty said, I have 3 Salahs this week. Are you still triple captaining Salah? I've seen a few people look at triple captain Salah. You look like Abiati with that bald head in that jersey. Beautiful. I rate that. I respect it. Thanks. Who would you bring Maddison in for? I think the plan at the moment, I either do it in game week 3. One second, let me just get my team. There it is. I either do it in game week 3 for Martinelli or Bruno Fernandes, but they've both got good fixtures. So the alternative is, rather than doing it in game week 3, let's say in game week 3, I just make the one move. I switch João Pedro to Jackson for Luton at home. I then bring in a Dogi probably for Saliba. So that would be my team going into game week 3. Really, really strong team. no issues. And then I would have 2 free transfers going into game week 4. And I feel like in this week, Manchester United and Arsenal play against each other. And Spurs have a really nice fixture against, or an okay fixture against Burnley. So what I would be tempted to do this week is make the Maddison move this week. So like Martinelli to Maddison, I don't mind then. And I could even potentially, if I wanted to, do like Bruno to Richarlison, or maybe even someone like a Raheem Sterling. Or again, I've got the option of maybe doing like Saliba to Colwill and just doubling up on the Chelsea defence could be an option as well. Because I'd have 2 free transfers, wouldn't I? I don't know. So I'm thinking about something like that. That's kind of the rough plan of action for me. But I am keen to probably not have 4 Man United and Arsenal assets in the midfield and maybe start mixing it up a little bit. Hopefully that plan makes sense. Ross, check your Discord DMs. I'm going to check them now. Going to check them now. Cool. 3,000 members in the Discord. Well done, Harris and Frosty and all of the mods. Good effort there. Good to see. Hello, Pepe Reina. I'm the guy that always calls you that, and I love you. I love you too, Archie, and thank you for calling me Pepe Reina. Also, Gabriel to Henry, yes or no? I don't mind it, but I feel like you don't need to rush it this week because I think Gabriel will start. So I would probably keep Gabriel 1 more week and make the move. Best midfielder for 5 million or less. Enzo Fernandez, probably. Good evening. Eddie for Arsenal or Jackson for Chelsea? Jackson. For me. I think Nicholas Jackson's the one to buy. Who starts cash for in your team? Who to start cash for in your team? Saliba would be the one that would drop out if I wanted to start Matty Cash somehow. But I don't even know that Cash will start, to be honest. Sam says, drop 1 from the starting lineup. Martinelli, Saka, Fernandes, Rashford and Burmo. Have Haaland, Pedro, Jackson up front. It's probably Bruno Fernandes. Not that I overly like that. Probably Bruno. It's not an easy decision, is it? By the way, you've got just under an hour till the deadline. Still plenty of time to think about some stuff, but maybe not all the time in the world. I don't know. I might have actually kept my wildcard. I did. Is this roughly what I would be going for? I might not take the risk on Gusto anymore, but this is roughly what I would be doing for a wildcard. A few people potentially looking at playing their wildcard this week. This is roughly what I would be on for a wildcard. But yeah, I might end up trying to do Gusto to Colwill. I would do Botman downgrade or Udogie downgrade and upgrade Gusto to Colwill, and then that would be probably the wild card that I would run. I would be a little bit more hesitant about Gusto now. I might also try to squeeze in a City defender. Guardiola might be coming in too, but this is roughly what I'd be looking for on a wild card. I also do like Diaby as well, if you can squeeze him into the team. Someone literally just asked what your thoughts on Diaby as a potential transfer. I do like it. My only concern is that the fixtures aren't great after the next 2, are they? Oh, actually, they're not bad. This little run's not ideal. I don't think those 4 fixtures are nice at all. Liverpool, Chelsea, Brighton, Palace. Although Liverpool and Chelsea aren't fantastic defensively. Brighton did concede a few chances to Luton. Maybe the fixtures aren't as bad as I thought. And I mean, this run here is outrageous, isn't it? Do you know what? Maybe I would have Diaby on a wild card, and maybe I would look to transfer him in if you're looking for a 6.5. I do really like Diaby as a shout. Why are we hesitant on Gusto now? There are rumours that Chelsea are either looking to sign a right back. I think Fresneda is the player that they're interested in. Disasi could fill in at right back. There are also rumours that Caicedo, for the time being, could fill in at right back, with Lavia playing as the defensive midfielder, Enzo playing as the number 8, and then they can play like Sterling, Mudryk, or Chukwuemeka as the 10. So Caicedo, Gusto, and Disasi can all play that role. I think Colwill is definitely the Chelsea defender to own at the moment. Colwill is definitely the one to own. Chat, we are only 700 subscribers off of 90,000. Again, if you are one of the 5,500 people watching right now that's not subscribed, please do subscribe. Completely free. Only 700 away from 90,000. Is it 90,000? Yeah, from 90,000. That's a lot of people. 90,000 people is a lot of people, isn't it? Game week 3, Salah and 4.5 to Jackson Madison. Yes. Game week 4, Pedro to Watkins. Chef's kiss. Perfect. I like that, Alan. Nice set of transfers. Thank you, FPL Pickle. I appreciate you. Colwill or Saliba? Colwill. Non-FPL question, but do you enjoy watching Spurs' new system, Ross? Spurs are a pleasure to watch at the moment, which is rare, right? It's not been the case for a long time. I think the last time that I enjoyed watching Spurs was Pochettino. And they do look good under Postecoglou. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Spurs' new setup. I'm not a big fan of Spurs. I dislike Spurs. I also dislike Arsenal. I dislike a lot of teams. I'm a Manchester United fan, by the way, if you didn't know. You could fill Wembley with your subs, mate. I know, mad, isn't it? Madness. Absolutely crazy. I appreciate it, by the way. I do really appreciate the support. Thank you. If you tune into the streams on a regular basis, believe me, I appreciate you more than you know. I really do. If you're a Salah owner, would you be looking to sell him next week? What are the fixtures? Let's have a look at their exact fixtures. What week would I be looking? There you go. Just get up their Liverpool fixtures. So it's Bournemouth this week. Then it's Newcastle, Villa. Not nice fixtures. Wolves, depends if game week 1 was representative of what they're going to look like this season. Spurs, I don't like their fixtures really until about here. I would probably sell Salah, and I would be doing it to fund the likes of Maddison and Jackson. So yeah, Salah to Maddison in game week 3 to fund something like your 4.5 forward to Jackson, or to fund, I don't know, bringing in Chilwell if you don't own him or something like that probably makes a lot of sense. Frosty said transfers are eyeing up. 1 Salah to 4.5 forward and Maddison to Jackson. Yeah, so basically what I just said there. Or Martinelli on a 4.5 to Enzo and Jackson. I think you bin off Salah and you go Maddison and Jackson. Maddison's going to be a better option than Enzo, I think. You would imagine anyway. I don't know why. I'm just not completely on board with the idea of Enzo yet. I need to see Enzo over a few more games first. Harry says, opinion on Saliba and Gabriel at the back. I think both Saliba and Gabriel will start in game week 2. That's my prediction. Archie says, sorry, meant Stones to Henry. Yeah, Stones to Henry sounds like a good move. I don't mind that at all. Would you bench Martinelli or João Pedro? Can Trossard start ahead? I would bench... I'd start Martinelli and bench João Pedro. Eze to Maddison, Bruno to Maddison, or roll? Roll. Keep Eze and Bruno one more week and then do the Maddison move next week. Callum says, should I replace Stones? Is Gusto a good option? I think you can replace Stones. I would go for Henry, Udogie, Colwill, or Gvardiol. They would be my top 4 replacements. I'd either go straight for the City replacement in Gvardiol, or I would go Colwill, Udogie, or Henry as my 3 favourite 4.5s. That would be along the lines of what I was looking at. I did João Pedro to Jackson. I'm regretting it already, dreading who I have in the members head-to-head. You did João Pedro to Jackson. I know someone else that did João Pedro to Jackson, Nate. I don't hate it. It's fine. I think that's a fine move, Nate. I don't know who you have in the head-to-head, but I think you'll be fine there. Jackson could do really well this week. Which of your mids are you going to sell for Maddison? Game week 4, it will be probably one of Bruno and Martinelli are on the chopping block. Probably Martinelli at the moment. Which one should I bench? Rashford, Fernandes, Maddison, Awoniyi, or Mbeumo? Definitely not Awoniyi or Mbeumo. I would probably say from those options, Bruno or Rashford. I think it's a very Rashford game though, so I would lean Bruno if you had to bench one. I would lean benching Bruno. Am I too late to join the members head-to-head? I don't know, actually. I didn't start the members head-to-heads league. I think that was like Rich or someone else. Drop a message in the members chat on Discord. It might be too late, yeah. I don't know, though. Probably is. Sorry. SK says, have you ever made a team to make the most money? No, I've not, but it's definitely possible to do. I just don't think that money in the bank is that important. I don't think team value is that important. It is important. I don't feel like it's important enough to just emphasize that. You have got 45 minutes until the deadline, by the way, guys. 45 minutes. Make sure you stick with me in case we get any surprise early team news, I suppose, but it's very unlikely. Or if you want to see me make a last-minute panic where I... Do you know what? Real question, by the way. Who was you vice-captain in my team? I actually want to focus, just in case. I'm almost certain Haaland will play, but just in case Pep tries to prove a point with the Premier League, not letting him move the game and all that, I really want to focus on making sure I've got an okay vice that I'm happy with. I feel like maybe... I do like Mbermo. But maybe Saka is the smart. Saka's so bad away from home. Chilwell? No, I don't like the defender. Who do I vice captain? Everyone's saying Saka. Vice captain is whack. It is most of the time, but in the week that you need it, you'll be glad that you've thought about it. I'm gonna go Rash. Oh, not captain. Oh dear. Let me go vice captain. Let me save that. I'm gonna go Rashi for now. I think you should vice captain Turner personally. Can you imagine Turner gets like a 9-pointer, and I have to wait until the City team news comes out on Saturday night? Haaland's on the bench, and I have to sit there and wait. No, I don't think Haaland will miss out. Even if he's benched, you'd expect him to get some minutes. Chat, have you noticed that my camera's not frozen yet? My camera's fine all of a sudden. It's going to freeze any second now. It's been over an hour and a half. My camera's not frozen. That's wild. FPL Tips has the exact same 11. Copycat. Why's he copying me? I'm such a trendsetter. How many subscribers are we on? Okay, I don't think we're going to hit 90,000 today. I'll stop asking. I thought you were getting a new camera. I know. I need to make a little bit more money first before splashing all that cash. No, the issue is my camera's fine. I just need to work out why it keeps breaking, because it's an expensive camera. Am I set for game week 2? Yes, I think you are. Without remembering your team exactly. Have you sent it to me? Oh, you sent me your team. Okay. Sorry, chat. Just checking the team out. Yes. Yes, that is how I would set up your team. It's overheating. Don't say that. I've not jinxed it. Look, I'm there. Woo! Look at me. Look at me not lagging. Can you read my super chat? Sorry, did I miss it? Let me go check. Do you think Rico Lewis will start in John Stone's role? The answer to that question is yes, I do. Not every week, but I think this week, yes. Start Rashford or Jackson? Rashford. Just. Matoma, Eze, Gvardiol, Gabriel, bench 1, play 1. I would start Gabriel ahead of Gvardiol, and I would start Matoma ahead of Eze. Start Gusto or Saliba? Maybe Gusto. Maybe give Gusto a start in the hope that he does start, because he's probably more attacking than Gabriel and Saliba, isn't he? Bench Alvarez. No, I'd start Alvarez and hopefully he gets the start, unless you've got loads of other good options. Lawrence says, don't captain Haaland against Newcastle. Botman will have him in his pocket. Captain Chilwell. What camera do you have? I have a Sony ZV-1. It's like a £500, £600 camera. It's an expensive. It just keeps freezing for some unknown reason. I think it might be the port into my computer is just a bit dodgy. Because it worked fine on my laptop previously, but I got a computer and it doesn't seem to want to work. Captain Rashford instead of Haaland. No, I wouldn't do that, but I don't mind him as a vice captain. Foden to Luis Diaz. Nope, I'm not a massive fan of that. Yeah, there are rumours going around that Baldock has picked up a calf strain, but again, there's nothing like conclusive. If there was something conclusive, I would suggest maybe considering like selling him or benching him. But for the time being, we don't know anything. It's just like it's one text message from one single source. I'm just checking to see if we've got anything else on Baldock. Nah, can't see anything. Am I mental for considering Salah triple captain? Liam Frosty, our favourite moderator, is triple captaining Salah apparently. So no, you're not crazy. There are other people out there that are triple captaining Salah. If I had Salah, I would definitely give him the armband. I wouldn't be triple captaining Salah. Is anyone else mad enough to triple captain Salah this week? Why are you keen to put Vardiol in wildcard picks? I think he's the best City defender to own. I think he'll get the most minutes out of any of them. I think Vardiol's top 5 centre-backs in the world. I think he's that good. And City have just spent a ridiculous amount of money on him, so... Didn't Heckingbottom say Baldock just had a bit of fatigue? Wonder if it's the same fatigue that James has that might require surgery in months out. Yeah, potentially just a little bit of fibbing going on there. I don't really trust managers anymore. They just spout absolute nonsense constantly. I really don't trust them. Who's the best defender right now? Chilwell. Obviously, the main man Chilwell. Would you start Ferguson this week if you had him? Yeah, I would be tempted. I do think Ferguson will get the nod. Welbeck really wasn't overly impressive. So I do think there's a chance that Ferguson gets to start this week. Worried about leaving Onana on the bench for Turner. Yeah, I know what you mean, but Man United was so lucky to get a clean sheet in Game Week 1. If we were playing against any other team in the league that had competent finishers, we would have been battered. So I think if we didn't keep a clean sheet in Game Week 1, there's a completely different narrative. I know Onana kept the clean sheet, but Wolves created so many chances in that game. And I think Spurs are a better attack than Wolves. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us concede 2 or 3 goals in the game against Spurs tomorrow. Have you got any news about Gabriel? Nothing, I'm afraid, yet. I don't think we will today, to be honest. I think he'll start for what it's worth. If not for the injuries, Ross could have won Spurs the UCL. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I could. It's true. It's true. Without the injuries, I'm basically Messi. Sup, Ross? Do you want to come to City versus Fulham with me? I've got extra Tunnel Club tickets. Also, should I do Bruno to Maddison? Seems like a great move. What are you inviting me to? City versus Fulham. When's City versus Fulham? Look at me getting invited on dates. Fixtures. City versus Fulham. When is that? Maybe. I'm actually going to... No, I can't do that. Sorry. Sad times. I'm going to the Arsenal-Man United game that weekend at the Emirates. But thank you for the invite. What was the rest of the question? Also, should I do Bruno to Maddison? Seems like a great move. Yes, but I don't know if it's such a great move this week. Although I suppose next week, Man United have Forest. It's the week that it probably makes sense to do the Bruno to Maddison move is game week 4. Because Manchester United have Arsenal, And Spurs have Burnley away, I think. Eze or João Pedro, a lot of people are asking. Lots of people asking Eze or João Pedro. So you know what that means? The will. We're actually going to do a best of 2 here. Okay? So best of 3, first to 2. Eze, done. So it has to land on the player twice. This spin is to start this player. Lots of people asking about Eze and João Pedro. So here we go. If you've got a similar decision, João Pedro or Mbermo, you can just replace Eze with Mbermo. 1-0 to Eze. The will's never wrong. Listen to the will. Simple as that. 2 in a row. Start Eze, bench João Pedro according to the will. I would disagree with the will again. I'm disagreeing with the will every time here. It's not a good sign because the will's not wrong. So maybe my judgment is just off this week. There's no rigging of the will this week. There's no rigging of the will. Start Saliba or Colwill? Colwill. Ask the will if you should triple captain Salah. I need to get Salah before I triple captain him, Frosty. Onana or Turner? My opinion is you start Turner ahead of Onana, Johnston, and Pickford. I would start Turner ahead of all of those. Yes, there's a chance Turner concedes, but I would also back Pickford, Johnston, and Onana to concede as well. Disable USB selective suspend in the power option for your camera. Do you know what? I'm going to copy paste this message into my notes. I'll look into that. I don't know what you've even told me to do there, but I will look into that. Who are you? Eamon, thank you very much for the advice. I will look into that. Vinta says, love the channel, Ross. You are easily the most enjoyable FPL content. Thank you. Would you bench Eze or João Pedro this week? We've just discussed that. I would bench Eze. I think you've got to back the fixture. The fixture is better for João Pedro. They're both on penalties. I'd play João Pedro ahead of Eze. If you want to talk about what's in favour of Eze, Eze's playing at home, João Pedro's playing away, and Eze will get 90 plus minutes, whereas João Pedro will probably come off early. And he could be benched. So if you want safety of minutes, the person to start is probably Eze. Not easy to decide. Not easy to decide at all. I thought the camera had gone then. Just not going, is it? It's just absolutely elite. What do you think about Watkins captain? Yeah, I feel like Watkins captain's good. If you want to go for if you don't want to go for Haaland or Salah, I would go for Watkins. Chat, has he made any changes? No, David, I have not made any transfers yet. I've switched my Vice armband, actually. Let me just screenshot my team, because I did switch my Vice. Uh-oh. Phone frozen. Can't do that. Would you start Ramsdale or Turner? I'd probably start Ramsdale, actually, there. No, I would start Ramsdale ahead of Turner. Do you think Gakpo will start? Maybe. No, I think Darwin could start through the middle. Although Darwin tends to start on the left these days, doesn't he? People screaming outside my window. Flecken or Turner? Flecken's another one where I would be tempted to start Flecken because Brentford are a better defence. I think Flecken and Ramsdale I would consider starting ahead of Turner. Everyone else I'd be starting Turner. Kanji or Gusto? Gusto. Hi, Ross. Who are the best replacements for Eze? Eze. Don't replace Eze. I think Eze's great. If you do want to, I think both Diaby and Mbermo are good options too. But it feels like such a sideways move. I'd just keep Eze. But again, if you feel like you need to make that transfer, I like both Diaby and Mbeumo. I think they're both good shouts. Your defense in game week 4. Oh no, what's wrong with my defense in game week 4? My defense should look good for game week 4, no? Chilwell, Colwill, Udogie with Botman and Estepinian on the bench. Say no more. It's a great team. Even if I don't make the Colwill transfer, I would have Saliba in here, wouldn't I? That was that was the move that I potentially lined up. I think even if I don't, I'll just take off Saliba and I can start one of Botman or Estepinian. I'll probably start Estepinian. Still good. Chilwell, Estepinian and Udogie. Don't know why my game week 4 team's being beefed, but there we go. Let me go back there. Sean Casey says, bench 1, Foden, Alvarez, Pedro. And can you say hello to Maisie and Neve? Hello, Maisie and Neve, from Sean. I don't know, do Maisie and Neve watch my videos? If not, they've just got a random shout out from a bald egg that they don't care about. But hello, Maisie and Neve. Bench 1 of Foden, Alvarez, and João Pedro. Alvarez. Just because he had muscular discomfort in the game before, I would just about lean towards benching Alvarez. And I would start Foden and João Pedro. But that's not an easy one, Sean. That's not an easy one. Would you bench Henry or Foden? Definitely Henry. Start the attacker. Is this your final team, Ross? I think so, but we do still have half an hour left. Maybe I could be convinced to be a little bit rogue. But yeah, probably my final team. Do stick around, though, because we, of course, have the post-deadline section of the stream, which is always the best part, where we can talk about lots of other stuff. So do stick. If you've not yet tuned into the post-deadline part of the stream, it's wild. Let's just say that. We've got Man United _777 says, bench Jackson, Matoma, Wissa, or Richarlison. I'd go Richarlison this week. Just. James to Henry, or roll and play Gabriel. James to Henry, or roll and play Gabriel. I'd roll and play Gabriel, Omar. I'd roll and play Gabriel. My back is destroyed from sitting in this chair all day. All I do is sit here and record YouTube videos, chat. That's my life now. My life is just sat there talking to a camera. It's nice. It's an introvert's dream, really. I get to socialize, but I don't actually have to socialize. I just get to talk to a camera. It's wonderful. Wonderful stuff. What do you think about Jota as a captaincy punt? Again, Jota, Diaz, Darwin, Gakpo. If I knew any of them were starting, I love it. Because I don't know any of them are starting, I don't like captaining a player that I don't know if they're going to start or not. I would very, 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 very rarely captain a player that I don't know if they're going to start. Do we have any early team news? Apparently, a Wonyi, Gibbs, White, and Turner all start. We don't know about Baldock yet, as far as I know. How important is team value at the start of the season? If you can increase it, it's great, but I wouldn't make early moves myself. I think more information is more important than team value. The easiest way to build up team value is to have the right players. Like if I show you my team value now, I can guarantee 90% of you don't have a higher team value, despite the fact that I've not made a single transfer. Right? My team value is already 100.4 million. Right? Because I've had price rises for... Did Mbeumo go up? And Mbeumo's not even gone up, but he's close to going up. It was João Pedro, Saliba, Chilwell, Saliba, Estepinian, and Saka. And both João Pedro and Mbeumo are close to price. So my team's going to have gone up 0.6 million already, and I've not made a single transfer. So the easiest way to build up team value is to just pick the right players. But yeah, you could make early transfers if you want to. It's just such a risk. Early transfers don't tend to pay off a lot of the time. Tom201 says, keep Foden and roll or go to Maddison. I would roll for a week. I'd keep Foden for one more week. Would you have captained Salah if you had him? Yes. If I had Salah, I would captain Salah. I'm strongly considering moving Salah to Maddison tonight to catch the 0.1 rise. I wouldn't, Frosty, but you do you. You're a good manager as well. I wouldn't do that in a million years. I think the extra week of info is much more important. What happens, Frosty, talk to me, if... When do Spurs play? What day do Spurs play on? I never look what days the fixtures are. Oh, they're playing against us. What an idiot. They're playing against us tomorrow. Let's say you sell Salah to Maddison tonight, and tomorrow Richarlison steps up and takes the penalty. Would that make you want Richarlison? Because for me, I would be very tempted. If Richarlison starts, looks okay, and takes a penalty, I would be very tempted to go Richarlison instead of Maddison. So that's why, for me, I wouldn't be interested in making the move tonight. But yeah, if you want to know, by the way, let's have a look at the predictions. Price changes. Predicted to change tonight. Diaby is close. Ake is close. And then João Pedro, Maddison, and Mbeumo. If I had to predict, I would say all three of these will be very close to a price rise tonight, if not rise. So, of course, you could, if you're looking at bringing in one of João Pedro, Maddison, and Mbeumo for game week 3, you could make the transfer tonight, but you've then got to wait an entire week for anything else to go wrong. If we're looking at going down, De Bruyne, me, Mitrovic, Pedro Porro, Lukaku apparently, Bernardo, Raya, Ings, Dalot, NC. So no one that interesting predicted to go down. The price rises are significantly more interesting for me. Can you stop me from captaining Watkins? No, I don't mind Watkins' captaincy at all. Dave says, I have the same front seven as you, but Jackson on my bench. Would you start Jackson over any of them? Probably not, which is why I've not transferred Jackson in this week, Dave. I think Jackson is an excellent option, but most of the other players have something that he doesn't. Like, they're either good assets that we've been proven in the past, or they've got penalties. Like, you could say start Jackson ahead of Mbeumo, João Pedro, or Bruno, but those three players all have pens. And I know they're not going to get penalties every week. I just always feel really dodgy benching a penalty taker if you can help it. So you could start Jackson ahead of like a Bruno, because Bruno's playing deep, but it's always a risk, isn't it? Average Has says, dude, I have Gabriel and James. Do I need to swap one this game week? If so, who? At least one will start, probably Gabriel, otherwise. Cheers, bro. I would just say start Gabriel and make the decision next week. You could end up losing value on Reece James is the only risk. But no, I think you're fine. I think Gabriel should start. Famous last words. Of course, he might not, and I don't know that. But I would imagine that Gabriel goes back into the starting 11. Unless there is something that we don't know about behind the scenes. Mahit says, why is everyone captaining Haaland? Surely Saka is better. No. We spoke about this in the middle of the stream. Saka's away data is horrifyingly bad. Like, really bad. I'm not even saying average here. Like, Saka is bad away from home. He's got a 0.13 non-penalty expected goals last season and a 0.3 XGI overall. Obviously, and this is an obvious point, he could improve that this season. This season, we could see a completely different Bukayo Saka away from home. But based on what we saw last season, Saka is not that guy away from home. He's much better at the Emirates. So I'm not consider. This is why I moved the Vice off of Saka for that reason. Frosty says, what do you predict Haaland's EO will be? Think he'll still be close to 150%. I think he'll be higher than that, Frosty. I think we're probably talking 160, 170. Just sold Foden for Diaby. Can't stand the headache every week. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. I think Diaby's going to do really well this week and next week. By the way, you have 20 minutes till the deadline. Just to confirm, 20 minutes till the deadline, because the deadline is 15 minutes earlier this week. So please confirm your transfers in the next 20 minutes. The deadline is at 6:15 p.m. UK time. 20 minutes from as you're hearing this. Please do not try and make your transfers at like 6:25, because you will be 10 minutes late. So yeah, 20 minutes from when you're hearing my voice. Average has says, thank you. I'm now heading off to the pub. San Miguel or Moretti? I'd prefer a Moretti. So if you're getting the drink that I would prefer, I would go Moretti, average has. But I'm not a beer connoisseur, so you choose what you like. I would go Moretti. Keep Trossard or sell for Diaby? Oh, I'd be tempted to sell for Diaby. I've got a feeling that Trossard doesn't start personally. Who should you captain? Salah, Haaland, Watkins would be my top 3 picks. I don't have Salah or Watkins, so Haaland is a very easy captaincy. I don't see anyone else that's even a remotely interesting option for me for captaincy. I don't see anyone that's remotely interesting. Start Eze or Adogi. I would start Eze. Gabriel or Saliba? Saliba. Is it completely wrong to stay with Foden and have 2 transfers next week instead? No, I would do that, Kemp. I would do exactly that. I'd keep Foden. João Pedro or Foden? João Pedro for the Pens. Hey, mate, do you think... Sorry, this is from Jay. Hey, mate, do you think it's safe to stick with Gabriel in my starting 11? Also, plans to get Maddison in over the next few game weeks, concern regarding price rise. The price rise isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world. I'm actually looking at Maddison from game week 4 potentially, but I could be convinced to do it next week. If Maddison looks really good against United again, I'll probably bite the bullet and I'll take out Bruno or Rashford or Martinelli next week for Maddison. And yeah, I think it's absolutely safe to stick with Gabriel in the starting 11. We've got a super chat, like a highlighted message from Darshil. Been a member for 22 months. God, the stream. Is that my internet? Sorry if the stream's lagging a little bit, chat. I'm seeing it cut out a little bit, but I don't know if it's my internet or OBS. Darshil, he said, hi, I forgot the deadline was today. Now I will still roll the transfer, but anxiously. It's fine. I'm going to roll the transfer anyway. I'm sorry, chat. I don't know why the stream's cutting out. Can you... Oh, that's a loud engine outside. Chat, can you hear me? I'm assuming it's OBS that's going. Could be my internet. Internet looks fine. Stream's all good. Okay, stream's fine. It's not cutting out. Okay, that's just on my end then. That's absolutely good. We'll carry on. Seth says, I saved 4 million from week 1 and transferred Salah for Erdegaard. My defense is Stones, Bell, Baldock, Estepinian, Shaw at the moment. I'm left with Baldock. Should I hit? Estepinian you can play. Shaw you can play. Bell's... Yeah, you probably do need to take a hit there. Because there are rumours at the moment that Baldock might be out. Stones is definitely out. Bell's blanking. You probably do need to take a hit to remove Stones. So, yeah. I would take a hit, yeah. Every content creator has the same team. We've picked the players that we think will get us the most points. We've picked the players... I understand the sentiment that it's a bit annoying to watch everyone with the same team. But at the same time, we just try and pick the best players. Sorry, I'm just watching my stream back. I don't know why. On my end, it says the stream's not working. But the stream is working. Very interesting. Are you making any transfers? At the moment, I'm currently planning to roll the transfer. I've not yet made a transfer, and I don't think I will. Again, the deadline is in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes until the deadline. Would you start Colwill or Gabriel? I would probably just about lean towards Colwill. By the way, if you have not yet joined the Discord community, please do consider doing so. It's here. Oh, no, that's not it. Harris, can you spam the Discord link in the chat? It's also pinned at the top of the chat as well. Make sure to join the Discord. There's a loud engine outside. We have over 3,000 members in the Discord. You can get help, FPL advice, chat to other people. During the live matches as well, you can chat and stuff like that. So do join. We've also got new bots, different features. If you are ever using Discord, make sure that you join our Discord community. Is Gibbs White a good pick? I love Gibbs White. Gibbs White's data was really good towards the back end of last season. I would consider Gibbs White a very decent option at 6 million. João Pedro or Mbeumo? I would start Mbeumo ahead of João Pedro. Just about. Emi Martinez or Turner? I would start Emi Martinez, but I think Turner's fine as well. Adogi or Gabriel? Adogi's got more attacking threat, but I would say Gabriel's got the greater chance for a clean sheet. So depends what you value in a defender. If you're going for the clean sheet, Gabriel. If you're going for the attacking threat, I would say Adogi. So, super chat from Julio says, Gabriel or Henry, who would you start? I would start Henry. Dominic Ward says, Alvarez, should he start? Injuries help his case. Yes, but he did have muscular discomfort on Wednesday, which is the reason that he didn't start in the Super Cup. I would still say that Alvarez has a good chance of starting, but if the muscular discomfort's still there, then he may well not. They have enough players just about to still bench Alvarez. Marcus says, would you go Foden to Mbeumo / someone else this game week to get funds to go from Akanji Gabriel to Chilwell in game week 3? Otherwise, the team is pretty template. Well, you could just do that in game week 3, right? You don't have to do that now. But if you don't feel comfortable with Foden in your team, Foden to Mbeumo or Diaby is a really nice transfer. I would say that at the moment, if I had to pick them in order, my favourite £6.5 million midfielders is still Mbeumo, then probably Diaby just for the next 2 fixtures, and then still Eze. So Mbeumo, Diaby, Eze would be my top 3 6.5. James to Chilwell or roll and start Shaw? I'd do James to Chilwell. Get Chilwell in now. Chilwell's just going to continue to rise in price, unless he gets injured, of course, but Chilwell's just going to continue to keep going up, I think. Jamie Nightingale says, keep Foden or sell to MBE, or to Mbeumo or Diaby for the long term. Again, I think Foden's fine to keep. If you want to sell, I think Mbeumo's your man. Mbeumo's your man. Why are we not talking about Diaz? We spent most of the stream talking about Diaz. Loads of people want to captain him. I still don't know who is going to start in that Liverpool front line. If you are confident that Diaz starts left wing against Bournemouth, he's a great option. I'm not confident about anyone apart from Salah starting. Maxa says, Bruno to Diaby, have Rashford now, and get next game week João to Jackson, or is it better to roll? I just think it's better to roll because all of these moves, you can still do them next week. So I would probably roll myself. Kevin says Chilwell or Gabriel. That is a comfortable Chilwell for me, Kevin. Chilwell all day, every day. He's basically playing like a left winger. Definitely Chilwell. Guy says bench or start Ramsdale / Turner and Gabriel / Gusto. Bench or start Ramsdale / Turner. Okay, I would start Ramsdale and I would start Gusto. Ramsdale and Gusto. That does mean that you're benching both your Arsenal assets, though. Maybe you would start... No, sorry, you're starting Ramsdale. Yeah, start Ramsdale, bench Gusto. Spreading yourself out a little bit as well, though. Nshep says, upgrade Foden to Salah or roll the transfer. If it's for free, yes. If it's for a hit, no. I would say that about pretty much any set of transfers for Salah. If you can get Salah for free in one move because you left money in the bank, go for it. Otherwise, no. Love the content, Raptor. Any Gabriel news? No Gabriel news. I think he'll start for what it's worth. If I had him, I would start him. But I've got no news on that, unfortunately. Chat, we're only 350 subscribers away from 90,000. There are over 6,300 people currently watching. If you've not yet subscribed, I would love to hit 90,000 on this stream. I don't think it's possible, but we've actually just shot up massively. So if you've not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It would be really, really cool to hit 90,000 live. And I'll shut up now. Start / bench João Pedro Foden. João Pedro for the pens, but Foden's the better asset. Maybe start Foden, but I do always... When I'm 50-50 on a decision like that, I do tend to try and lean towards the penalty taker. JJV says, Watkins or Haaland for captaincy? Don't you think Haaland is tired? Haaland doesn't get tired, really. Like, he's just fantastic throughout the season. Well, he was last year anyway. I still prefer Haaland, but if you've got any doubts, Watkins would be my third choice behind Salah and Haaland, for sure. 80,000 to 90,000 subscribers was swift. It was. Yeah, the last month has been pretty insane on YouTube. The last month has been pretty wild. You've probably talked about it, but Foden playing a full 90 minutes twice in a week is not reassuring. True, but they've just not got enough options. Bernardo Silva's still struggling with illness. Alvarez had that potential muscular discomfort. Mahrez is gone. Cole Palmer's just played virtually 90 minutes as well. Who else is missing? Is that it? They just don't have that many options, City, at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see Foden start again. But yeah, if I were to sell Foden at the moment, I think you've got four options. You've got Diaby and Burmo if you want to go for a 6.5. Or you could then go for one of Maddison or Richarlison. I think they're your four replacements, really, for Foden. Diaby, Richarlison, Maddison, and then Burmo. But yeah, Foden playing a lot of minutes isn't ideal, but I feel like he's fine like that. He's not a particularly injury-prone player. He's young. He's used to playing a lot of minutes as well. So I think Foden could quite conceivably still start. Only less than 10 minutes now till the deadline, by the way. I'm not expecting the site to crash this week, but you never know. But yeah, you've got, at the time of you hearing my voice, you've probably got about 7 or 8 minutes until the deadline. So do just make sure to lock your teams in. Make sure that you sorted out your bench order, your captaincy, your vice captain. Turner or Flecken? I think I would just about start Flecken, you know? I would just about start Flecken. Believe it or not. Bench Ferguson or Gabriel? I'd risk it and start Ferguson. What's the chance of Haaland not starting? I would say 15%. I'd say I'm 85% sure that Haaland starts. It's just a number that I've plucked from the sky, but there you go. Foden or João Pedro? Again, Foden for the higher ceiling. I can see Foden going and getting 3 or 4 attacking returns, and I can't see that of João Pedro. But João Pedro for the slightly better fixture and for penalties as well. So it depends what you value in your asset, really. Should I play Botman now? I mean, ideally you wouldn't play Botman. But if you need to, I mean, go for it. I just think Man City away is about as hard as it can get for a fixture. Any news in general? Nothing based on... We saw most of it yesterday, to be honest, and over the day. Is there anything to discuss? I don't think there was anything massive in the press conferences today. Just lots of like hints here and there. I mean, Stone's confirmed out, maybe is the big one. James confirmed out. Outside of that, I don't think there was a massive amount. Diaz and Bernardo Silva touch and go still, but not many people own those. Chelsea are looking to sign a new right back. That was interesting. Your bench defence choice, Udogie over Botman. Yeah, Udogie's at home. Botman's away. Udogie's got Man United. Botman's got City. Udogie's more attacking. Botman's not as attacking. I mean, that's a relatively comfortable decision to play Udogie over Botman. Whether or not it pays off is a different story, but on paper, that's a relatively okay decision to make for me. Is Watkins and Diaby a good idea? Yeah, I wouldn't mind owning both of those. They've got Everton and Burnley over the next 2. Not bad fixtures at all. Not bad fixtures at all. Oh, my back is dying. Really need your help. Jackson, João Pedro want to play both. Well, then play both. If you're asking me who to bench, I would back João Pedro. Bench Jackson, but yeah. Botman or Welbeck bench order? Oh, Welbeck definitely ahead of Botman. Welbeck definitely ahead of Botman. I always tend to back the attacker unless they've got a terrible fixture or unless the defender's got loads of attacking threat. But in a case like Welbeck Botman, you've got to start Welbeck, I think. You have got less than 5 minutes until the deadline, chat. Make sure that your teams are locked in. I better tweet my team, actually. There you go. I had it saved and ready. Would you start Matty Cash over Saliba or Chilwell? Definitely not over Chilwell. There are people suggesting that maybe Matty Cash doesn't start this one. But yeah, I would probably risk starting him over Saliba. Because if he does, he's very attacking, really good fixture. But I would start, yeah, I'd probably start Chilwell and Cash there. Why Mbeumo over João Pedro? I just feel like Mbeumo's better for minutes and he's got a better fixture. That's it. Better for minutes, better fixture. There is always the small chance that João Pedro's rotated, and I think Wolves looked really good in game week 1. Dave says, my bench is Adogi and Mbama. Worried if Foden, Haaland are bench. Could buy Jackson by selling Gabriel for Henry and Mbama for Jackson. But I'd bench Foden. I think you're fine. I would leave it as it is, Dave. If Foden and Haaland are benched, they'd probably still come off the bench. So you'd still probably get points for them. I don't think you're going to need your bench a massive amount. Are you sure João Pedro will play? No. No, I'm not. Just got here. Any lineup news or emergency info? I don't think so. The lineup news is that Turner, Gibbs White, and a 1 year will start. But I don't think, apart from Turner, I doubt many of us have Forest assets. There are rumours circulating that Baldock is injured, but we've not got anything. We've not got anything concrete enough for me to follow that. Not that I have Baldock anyway. The rumours were that he had a calf strain, but we've not seen anything concrete on that. You have got just under 2 minutes until the deadline now. Just under 2 minutes until the deadline. Make sure that your team's locked in. Again, the deadline is in 2 minutes, not at the normal time of 6:30. UK time, it is at 6:15 today. So the deadline's in 2 minutes. Get your teams locked in. Am I wrong for wanting to do Bruno out for Mbeumo? I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's necessary. Would you captain Salah? Yeah, I still feel like Salah is the best captaincy option. If I own Salah, I would captain Salah. I don't own Salah, therefore I'm not going to captain him. If you don't want to captain Salah or Haaland, I still feel like Watkins is the third best captaincy option this week. This is the 1 week that I really, really regret having João Pedro instead of Watkins. But João Pedro outscored him last week. He's also cheaper than Watkins, and I still feel like João Pedro could get something. No, I wouldn't be looking to captain Saka. Saka's data away from home is not ideal. So, no. Will Jota start? I have no idea what the starting lineup will be for Liverpool. I'm sorry. This is why I've avoided Liverpool together. I think both Jota and Diaz could start. They could both be on the bench with Darwin on the left and Gakpo through the middle. It could be any combination of players starting for Liverpool. So no, I'm avoiding Liverpool together for that reason. I don't know. Less than 1 minute till the deadline. Just get your teams locked in. Make sure that they are fully locked in there. I will do the same as well. And just make sure that my captaincy and everything's sorted. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the team's looking good. By the way, when the deadline hits, don't leave. We carry on streaming for at least kind of half hour, 45 minutes after the deadline. So don't leave. Don't leave. Bruno or Pedro? Bruno. Right, that's it, guys. That's the deadline. Locked and loaded, as Claudette says. Let's go. That is us locked. Again, don't leave. If you are going to leave, subscribe on the way out. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe on the way out. But don't leave. We carry on streaming for the foreseeable future. For at least another half an hour, 45 minutes. Oh, chat, we're so close to 90,000. I say we're so close. We're 280 subscribers away. Ross, let's do Kahoot. I haven't created the account and everything, Harris. I might do it on next stream. I need to sort all that out. I've just been so busy. Subscribe on the way out is what the... Subscribe on the way out. Is this what you say to the ladies? I do. I'm just like, you know what? On your way out, can you subscribe? You know. And they do. All the ladies subscribe. You know, listen, chat. You know I'm a ladies man. I'm an absolute ladies man. Absolute ladies man. We are locked in. Yep, we are locked in. That is the deadline. FPL Pickle says, I'm going to unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe, Pickle. How is the missus? Ross, you have a girlfriend now. The missus is good. The missus is currently on holiday, though. So, hey, you know, missus out of town. No, I'm joking. The missus is watching the stream, by the way. If you wonder, the missus does watch the live stream. So, she's watching right now. So, I'm not talking about her behind her back. She's watching. She's listening. It's a joke, you know. But I also can't help being such a ladies' man. The Riz Master, you know. Chat, no, she's not. Why are you spreading rumors, chat? Is the imaginary missus subscribed? Yeah, the imaginary missus is subscribed and she watches all of the content, okay? She's not imaginary, by the way. Riz Raptor. You know. Hey, Raptor, thank you for all of... Hey, Raptor, thank you for all of your content. It is very much appreciated. Your hard work definitely doesn't go astray. Much love from Australia. Thank you so much, Andrew. That's very, very kind. You didn't have to do that super chat, but I appreciate it. Watching with her other boyfriend. Rude. Zero Riz. All right, Pickle, calm down. Does she say Wahil? She does say Wahil. No, she doesn't. She probably says it like a normal person. But, you know, is what it is. Is the missus bald as well? I'm not going to lie. The missus does look a bit like an egg. But she says this. I don't say she looks like an egg. She is a self-proclaimed egg. All right? So, I'm not saying she looks like an egg. I'm saying she claims that she looks like an egg. Egg Riz is real, you know. Just rub the egghead. People love it. Ross, where's your boy Stormzy? He's doing a live performance tonight, isn't he? So he's probably not in the stream tonight. How do I super chat so that you answer my questions? I'll clarify this. Of course, if someone super chats, I answer their question, but I don't only answer super chat questions. Yeah. I don't want you to think that you have to buy my attention. It's just unfortunately the case that I spend a lot of time reading super chats, because if someone spends money, then I can't really ignore their question. But yeah, you can of course ask a question. I'm currently answering what should I say? Non super chat questions. What's your favorite movie of the year till date? I watched Oppenheimer in cinema. That was excellent. What does the missus call Little Raptor? All right. Firstly, 2 inches isn't little. 2 inches. I've heard 2 inches is massive. Secondly, none of your business. What does the missus call Little Raptor? Rude. Rude. If you don't super chat, just become a tier 1 member, then he will answer. Hey, damn right. Saka captained, nervous weekend ahead. He did okay. He did well last weekend. He didn't obviously outscore Haaland, but he did well. This is my favourite part of the stream. Why, thank you. My favourite part too. Are you missing Greece? I am missing Greece a lot. I am missing Greece. You would have seen the lovely pictures. The missus is a fantastic photographer, by the way. I don't know. Oh, I can show off my Instagram. Oh, sorry, that was a really big stretch. I was trying to not do it on camera. I was like, where's my Instagram? Instagram. I know. I self-promote everything constantly, but, you know, deal with it, chat. Just deal with it. I have to deal with the crap that you give me in the chat, so you can deal with me spamming my Instagram. Go follow. I want to try and hit 10k on. Do you know what? There are enough people in here. I could hit 10k on Instagram today. Just go follow me. Why not? But if you want to see the Instagram, which you didn't ask for, this is a completely unsolicited show of my Instagram. Which is the best way to show you? Oh, this is a disaster. Can't really see it. Oh, you can. This is me. This is me in Greece. Oh, look at me. This is me on date night with my egg out. It's fantastic. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Just just a natural laugh. Chat, if you want some advice on how to take semi-okay pictures, is don't pose. You know, just move around, do things. I think it was Yelena that gave me this advice, actually. But yeah, the missus is a fantastic photographer. Look at her. Look at all these great pictures she's taken. It's the only reason I'm dating her is because she takes great pictures. She took this picture as well. She took this picture as well. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and this picture as well. Told you she's a good photographer. Does Yelena still talk to you now that you've got a girlfriend? No, Yelena doesn't talk to me ever. She said, never again. We don't talk ever. Of course I talk. Yelena's literally in the stream now. Yelena's also been dating someone for about 7 months. So there we go. Wait, we can see the missus in the reflection of that picture. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Do you think United should take back Greenwood? I'm going to not comment on the Greenwood situation, apart from this one comment. No, I do not think so. No, I do not think he should be playing professional football, and I don't agree with it at all. But I'm not going to comment beyond that, because it's just not worth it for me to get into that comment online. But I will voice my opinion the once that, no, I do not want Greenwood to play for Manchester United ever again. But I won't be answering anything beyond that. A photographer needs a muse. True. Ross did ignore my questions in the stream. Did I? That's funny. I didn't mean to. Ross, are you 5'8"? No, I'm not 5'8". Actually, oh no, but she can't expose. The girl that I'm dating actually said that she thinks I'm 5'10" the other day, chat. So hey, what are you saying? 5'10". I'm massive. I'm so tall. 5'10". 5'10" is basically 6 foot, and if I'm basically 6 foot, you can round that up to 6'2". I'm 6'2", chat. Shout out to Millie, who's loving her first stream. Tom, is this your girlfriend or is it your daughter? If you're making your girlfriend watch my streams, I feel sorry for her because my streams are pretty shocking. No, if you actually want my serious height, I'm between 5'9" and 5'10". Genuinely, I'm about 5'9.5". That is my. I promise that's my genuine height. But we'll round up to 5'10". We'll round up to 5'10". It's fine. Flopped my A-levels. Grade boundaries were a joke. Your streams have kept me at ease. Hopefully retaking goes well. You'll be absolutely fine away. So no need to stress. Grades aren't everything. School isn't everything. Become a YouTuber. Look at me. I'm flourishing. Become a YouTuber. Why not? P.S. Loved the book. Thank you for loving the book. Yelena's Riz is dead. You're getting exposed, Yelena. Your Riz is dead. Imagine how tall you would be with hair. Rude. Rude. You're lucky to have a missus in your life. No one dates a PhD student. This is true. I'm barely doing my PhD, to be honest. I'm basically a full-time YouTuber at this stage. I know. I need to get back to doing more PhD work, let's be honest. Do any of your students at uni watch your videos? Yeah, tons of my students watch videos. Tons of them. Like, far too many watch my videos these days. Do you use shampoo or not? What do you think? Chat, I've got no hair. What am I using Don't answer that question. What am I using shampoo on? I've got nothing there. Bald. Use a bit of shoe polish and that's it. No. Addy says, you are amazing. I love you so much. You seem like such a nice person. I'm not really. It's all an act. I'm horrid. I'm despicable in real life. Horrible. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try my best. I think you can be many things in life, but I think, you know when they ask, like, what do you want to be known for? You know, there's that question, like, when you die, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be, like, for being famous? I would say for being kind. That's my one thing that I would like to be known for after I die, whenever that is, hopefully not soon, is that I was kind and, like, brought happiness to other people. So thank you. Surely you moisturize the dome. Yeah, I do moisturize the dome, but I don't use shampoo. FPL Pickle says you are very kind. Thank you, Pickle. I appreciate that. Will you do tipsy streams with Yelena anymore? Yeah, we need to get that done. We'll definitely do tipsy team selection on her channel again. And we need to get her for a stream too. We just need to... Logistically, it's a nightmare. Logistically, it's a nightmare. Just came back from drinking with the old man. Very nice, Calvin. What did I miss? Nothing much. Just classic streams, really. I don't think you've missed anything big. What's your age? I am 26 years old. Ross, someone is designing me some graphics for the tipsy team selection. We're getting serious. Wow. A graphic designer. Interesting. You'll have to send me what they look like. Love the videos, mate. Keep it up. Thank you, Adolfo. I appreciate you. Raptor, can you say grr? Grr. 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 I'm not a very scary person. But you know what? I'm going to be really serious. I did this once on a live stream. You will realize how smiley I am when I just have a neutral face for a long period of time. Let me prepare. I'm just going to go neutral for a little bit. Do you know the average age of your viewers? The average age of my viewers is 25 to 34. You look so pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm just being neutral. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Are you actually 26? Yes. Insert compliment here so I get read out. It's true. I only read out the compliments. Why would I read out anything that's not a compliment? Makes no sense. Every life decision Ross has ever made led him to saying grr in front of thousands of people. Grr. Grr. It's not... I don't know if it's... Am I supposed to be a dinosaur there? What is that grr? Grr. Grr. You have stunning teeth. I don't. I've got Invisalign in, though. I've got the... Invisalign's like see-through braces if you're not from the UK and you don't know what it is. They're like gum... Like, I wouldn't take it out on stream because there would be like spit everywhere, but they're like invisible braces. You can't see them really, but... You sound like a Minecraft villager. Huh. Is it that one, isn't it? Huh. Is that good? Is that a good impression? To anyone that plays Minecraft. Huh. I don't think that is a good impression, is it? It's the one, they have their like, arms tucked in. And they go, huh. Meow for us. I'm not going to meow for you. This isn't some sort of weird, kinky stream. That's actually really good. Thanks. I've been working on it. Invisalign sponsorship. Here we go. Invisalign's so expensive. If Invisalign want to sponsor me, I'm all for it. Ask Alexa to play Animal Sounds. I'm not going to ask her to play Animal Sounds because she's probably on full volume as well. What's your lady friend's highest FPL rank and did that seal the deal? Last season was her first proper... Well, she's been playing for 2 seasons, but last season she finished like 250k, I think it was. This season she's going to finish in the top 100k, confirmed. Ross, to think that your education has led to you gurring and meowing live on an FPL stream. Can you imagine? I am doing a PhD. I've spent my entire life doing GCSEs, A-levels, bachelor's, masters. I'm a lecturer. I'm doing a PhD. To sit here and be called a bald egg and to be making animal noises at you. I was talking about foot fetishes last season. I'm overqualified for this, chat. Overqualified. Is your girl a subscriber? Of course she's a subscriber. I met her through FPL, through my streams. That's how we met. We met because she watched the streams and then we started talking. So when people say that FPL managers don't get girls, we literally met through FPL. It's the same. Bald fraud. Thanks, Andrew. Have you read any good books recently, Ross? No, I'm still reading fiction at the moment. I'm reading the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. I've not been reading enough. I've been so busy with YouTube. Like most nights, I don't finish till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. on the YouTube videos. So I've really been struggling to read. Andrew said, I still love you. Thanks. Father said, super chat, Ross. Did I miss a super chat? 81 points game week 1. What do you think of my team? It looks good, and I would have picked Turner. But, I mean, you've missed the deadline anyway, but team looks good, Father. I like Diaby. I'm very jealous of Diaby in there. What's your OnlyFans site called? Is it called The Egg Hunt? Rude. Masters, what did he study? Sport and exercise psychology. Any advice for my PhD application? The interview is more important. All you need to do in the interview is just come across as passionate about the topic and convince them that you're the only one they should hire. That's what I did in my interview. I told them, this is going to sound really cocky, but I made sure it wasn't in a cocky way. I told them that I was the best person for the job. Mine was also a lecturing job as well, though. So I interviewed for a lecturing job and a PhD, like combined. And I just said that they won't find anyone better. And they didn't, which was lucky, because otherwise you just look really overconfident. Do you still lecture? Yeah, I've still got 2 years left of my lecturing contract. So I'll still be lecturing in 2025. So yeah, still got a couple of years left. Oh, Nanoraptor's in the chat. Nanoraptor's in the chat. Can you see that? So I FaceTimed Nanoraptor last night. I hope that is actually Nanoraptor. So she told me that she always wants to comment in the live streams, but she doesn't know how to comment in the live streams. And I told her how to do it. Hopefully someone sorted that for her. Nanoraptor said, great stream, my darling. That's so exciting. Everyone say hello to Nanoraptor. I'm hoping that is. The reason that I think it is because she calls me my darling, and it would be very strange if someone pretended to be her and said my darling. So I think that is Nanoraptor. That's so sweet. Everyone's saying hello, Nan. Oh, big up Nanoraptor. Oh, everyone loves... I think everyone definitely loves my Nan more than me, but there we are. Wait, you guys sign a contract for lecturing. So my PhD is 5 years and it's funded by the university. So in order for them to fund my full 5-year PhD, the contract was that I lecture for the full 5 years. So if at any point I stop lecturing, the contract is null and void and then I have to pay for the rest of the PhD. So yeah, I'm basically locked in to lecture for 5 years during my PhD, if that makes sense. Oh, Nanoraptor said, hello, everybody. Yes, it is me. What an absolute sweetheart. How old are you again? Is it 26? Yes, 26. 26. What are you lecturing? Sports psychology. When will you do a deadline stream with Nanoraptor? Maybe we'll do a video. I don't think I'd ever force her to be on a stream. That would be manic. Someone said, is your Nan bald? No, Nanoraptor's not bald. I probably have... Wait, I've got a picture of me and Nanoraptor. Where might that picture be? I'll try and find it whilst I'm answering more questions. Is Nanoraptor single? I mean, technically she is, but no one's dating Nanoraptor, all right? There we are. Can you see that? Nanoraptor's 6'2", by the way. If you're trying to work out how tall I am, Nanoraptor's 6. So I'm basically like 6'5", 6'6". What watch are you wearing? I can show you. It's not the most expensive watch in the world. Does Nanoraptor play FPL? Yeah, of course she does. That's why everyone knows Nanoraptor. She plays. Have I got any more pictures of me and Nana? Not easily accessible. No, sadly not. That's me, my mum, and my sister when I was younger. That's me. Look at him. Look at the boy. Look how much I look like my mum, though. I don't really look like my sister much, but... Can you tell analog time, or is your timepiece just for show? No, I can. Yeah, I can tell analog time. Your mum is you in a wig. I know, my mum looks so much like me. I have more pictures somewhere, but I don't want to just scroll on my phone throughout the stream. Where's a picture of me mum? Me mum. Yeah, my mum is me. That's me and my mum. We look so much alike. Any pictures of you with hair? Yeah, I've shown pictures. I can find pictures again of me with hair. I never had much hair, let's be honest. I never had much hair. Lukey Boy says, Ross, I think you should make Nanoraptor a moderator. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Photos. Your photos. Ross with hair is... Why can I not find anything? Ross, you're definitely not adopted. This is proof that I'm not adopted, at least, isn't it? Photos. I don't even know you use Facebook these days. It's so confusing. Uploads. I'm like an old man. Don't understand technology. That one you can kind of see, but it's a bit zoomed out. Look, I look like I'm... Oh, my camera's gone. No. Camera. One sec. Chat, I'll be back with the pictures. I'll just read out the questions for now. How's intermittent fasting treating you? I don't religiously intermittent fast anymore. I just naturally don't always want to eat in the mornings. I just don't really like breakfast, but it's fine. How much have you advanced with your PhD thesis? I'm about halfway through, and I'm not made great progress, but it is what it is. Ross, please tell me you at least have chest hair. I do have chest hair. What A-levels did you do, Raptor? I did psychology, A star. I did history, A. I did English, A. And I did philosophy and ethics, A. There you go. They're my A-levels. Nice. Psychology, of course. I had to do psychology. So you went to school, to uni, and YouTube. Don't you fancy a real job? Only joking. That's true. It's true. It's facts, you know. Oh, the camera works immediately. Camera's being good today. Oh, what was I doing? I was showing you me with hair, wasn't I? There's one picture of me with hair. There wasn't much, chat, was there? There was a little tuft on top of my head. That was me when I was like 17 as well. It was a little like wispy bit. Look how skinny I was as well. I was a lot skinnier back then. Oh, here we go. Not the best hairline. Oh, the water's all weird because of the green screen. No, Ross, that's not you. Oh, here's me and Nanoraptor. That was shortly after I shaved my head. Another picture of Nanoraptor. What a sweetheart. What an absolute sweetheart. You look like Tintin with the goatee. Yeah, it's true. Ow. Nana is so pretty. Oh, Nanoraptor, if you're still watching, people think you're pretty. Ross, how many people in your league this year? I think it's about 35,000 people in the league this year. How many subscribers are we on? Only 200 subscribers away from 90,000. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Raptor, I've done the inevitable and I captained Diaby. Hardcore Ali. What an absolute monster. I like that. That's a decent shout. That's a decent shout. Two of my friends recently shaved their hair as well. To be honest, it looks 100% better than trying to hide. Yeah, I agree. I think if you're losing your hair, you just shave it. Like I don't want to like hang on to it and try. Like I'm just an egghead now and I've accepted it. Yeah, do join the Discord, by the way. If you're still here, like in the chat now, I assume it's because you don't mind me and you think I'm okay. I'll be more active in the Discord this year, and it's a really nice community as well. Really, really nice community. So it's pinned in the chat, and it's at the top of the description. Do join the Discord, and there's lots of updates coming. Frosty and Harris are working very hard on a lot of stuff. So, yeah. What happens if you can't grow facial hair? This is the issue. Being bald looks much better when... I'm not saying I've got the best beard in the world, but like when you've got like a fuller beard, it does look... It does look better. Otherwise, you just look very eggy. How's your fitness journey, fam? It's okay. I went to Amsterdam for a month, which was tough. And then I was off in Greece with my missus. Again, I've showed you a picture. We went to Greece. And obviously, I've been recording so many YouTube videos. So the fitness has taken a bit of a hit. But I am still going to the gym. I'm going to the gym tonight to do leg day. That's dedication, doing leg day on a Friday evening. But yeah, it's going okay. It's a solid beard, to be fair. Thank you, Pickle. It's not bad. I feel like this side is better than this side. Do you know what I realised the other day? I was saying this to the missus. I'm just going to call it the missus from now on. I was saying this to the missus. You see this side of me a lot, chat, because I'm always looking at this screen that's like over here. You never see this side of me. I'm scared to show you that side of me. This is my better side as well. I'm quite lucky. Shall I look? I might show you this side of me. Don't be scared. Okay? Does that look weird? Seeing that side of me? Who knows? Bulgarian split squats if you want serious glute DOMs. Yeah, I might have to do some split squats today. Where did you go in Greece, bro? I went to Kos. Unsubbed. Why? No, don't unsubscribe. Is it that bad? No, chat. Is it that bad? Oh, no. Everyone's unsubscribing. Everyone said it looks disgusting. Right. In the future, I'm just going to look this way. Here you go. There you go. No more on the other side of the face. I just screamed out loud. Chat. I was expecting you to make you feel better. Your left side has the dimple. It does have a bit of a dimple, doesn't it? I didn't even realise I had dimples. Thanks, Claudette. Resubscribed. Reported the video and disliked. Does he talk about football at all? Clayton, you're in the wrong part of the stream. No, I do talk about football sometimes post-deadline, but post-deadline is... it's just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. But good vibes only. Good vibes only. Ross, I found your doppelganger. How can I show you? Send it to me on Discord. How did you end up a United supporter when you played for youth clubs in London? My granddad's a Man United fan, was basically it. Sorry, I was thinking, can I show... Chat, if you didn't follow me on Twitter, someone tried calling me out for not having very good football knowledge. So they said, have you ever played football before in your life at a decent level? Because some of you content creators are acting like you know a lot about the sport. And so I've obviously played football at a decent level. And then he just put, fair enough. And then, yeah, I tweeted it. I didn't think anyone would care, but it was quite a funny tweet. And I'll flex. What do we think, chat? I don't know why the sound's so out. Ooh. Ooh. Can you... Shh. Stop the noise. Stop the noise. Switch back. Switch back. The lineup should be out... How long will the lineups be out? I don't know. That response was brilliant. It was just the fair enough just killed me off. That he didn't even try and argue back. He just went, yeah, fair enough. Do you have a London accent? I don't have a London accent. I was discussing this again with the missus because she's from further north. I have a southern accent. So I think it's very clear if you're from England that I'm from the south of England. But I don't think I have a particularly London Essexy accent because I'm from sort of Essex/London. I don't think I have a particularly Essex or London accent. I just think I sound like I'm from the south. Lineups are out now. Of course they're out now, aren't they? Are they interesting? Are they interesting? Why is it so scrolled down? Why has it done that? Osula starts again. Is Bulldog there? No, there's no Bulldog. Yeah, so Bulldog is out. Okay, so no Bulldog, but Osula starts. Where's Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest. Okay, Turner starts, Gibbs White starts, Awonyi starts. Okay. So nothing that surprising them. Abdullah says, sheesh, too late for the stream. Same team as last week, though. I hope it works out. I hope it works out as well. Thank you for the super chat. Calvin says, no ball doc, only ball D. Do you know what? I have to respect it. I have to respect it. John says, genuine question. Is there too much over-reliance / focus this season on the AI scores? Obviously, like, so myself, Andy, and other people, we're partnered with Fantasy Football Hub, and of course, the selling point for them is the AI score. So we will recommend the AI scores in our videos. I think any creator that is really pushing AI scores as the only way to make decisions isn't someone you want to follow. And I've never done that. Obviously, if I'm going to try and sell Hub to you, which is the job as being a partner with them, then and they want you to push that as the main thing as part of their site, then of course there's going to be a lot of talk about AI scores. I said this in several of my videos. I think the AI score is one very small part in your arsenal. Like, you should have eye test, you should have underlying data, touch maps, you should have YouTubers, you should have Twitter, you should have, as part of that, potentially the algorithm rating as well. So I don't think there's an over-reliance on AI from the key content creators. I just think maybe it seems like it because obviously that's the selling point that Hub want. I think for me, it like, just as Frosty said, it's a bit of fun. Like, I really enjoy having built a team, especially in pre-season, submitting that team and seeing what the rating is. So I think it's useful, but not, you shouldn't rely on it, basically. Ross, tell us your gym PRs. Depends what you want to know. Feel free to ask a specific exercise and I can tell you what my PR is. How many subscribers are we on now, chat? Less than 200 from 90,000. We should hit 90,000 next week then, which should be very exciting. 100,000 is in reach. 100,000 is definitely in reach. What is your flat bench PR? 95 kilos. Very frustrating. I've never hit 100 kilos. I hit 95, injured my rotator cuff. My PR now for bench, because that was when I was 21, my PR now for bench is 90 kilos. My PR back then was 95. I've never hit 100, sadly. At the moment, I'm doing 80 kilos for 6 reps, if that helps. 80 kilos for 6, and I can do 90 for like 1, maybe 2. Never hit 100 kilos, just like he hasn't hit 100k subs. What is your squat PR? Squat PR is 160. My squat PR now is 130. It's a big difference. Yeah, I'll give you my now. Yeah, my now squat PR is 130. My squat PR when I was 21 was 160. Is your girl hench? My girl is hench. My girl goes to the gym. Let me just say, my girl is strong. She's a strong girl. You'll be able to decline bench 100. I decline bench 90 for like 3 reps the other day. So maybe. The thing is, I normally work out alone. So flat bench, I don't flat bench a lot. I would much rather dumbbell bench. What do you dumbbell press? 38 kilos. I can do 40 is a bit uncomfortable. 38 kilos for a dumbbell press. I'd prefer to do a dumbbell press because I don't have anyone spotting me. It's scary to flat bench without a spot, to be honest. So, how's your cardio these days? Horrific. My cardio is horrific. Are you Mancunian? Do I sound Mancunian? No, I'm from Essex. What is your 5k PB? It's pretty poor. I think it's 24 minutes, 20 seconds. Yeah, 24:20 it was. That was last summer, my 5k PB. So I've got under 25 minutes, but I've never gone lower than that, really. Well, just not much lower. It's not bad by any means, but I'm not naturally very fit cardio wise. What's your barbell hip thrust? I don't hip thrust a lot, but my girl did 80 kilo barbell hip thrust the other day, which is ridiculous because she weighs like 55 kilos. And I could do 80 kilos, but I don't think I want to go much heavier than that. I don't hip thrust very often, to be honest. But I was extremely impressed because that was like 25 kilos above her body weight, which is ridiculous. I'm from Essex as well. Whereabouts are you based? Loughton. I grew up in Loughton. Is your girl new to the gym? Yeah, she is fairly new to the gym as well, which makes it even more impressive. Do you have a home gym? No, I work out a pure gym, actually. It's like a 15-minute walk. Crazy how you played for the academies growing up. Yeah, I know. I had a pretty Chelsea, Arsenal, and Spurs all play for all of the London clubs. I also played for Charlton as well for a little bit. Played for Charlton for like 3 months. Basically, I was trialing at Chelsea, Arsenal, Charlton. Didn't really like any of them. Played for Arsenal for the longest, which was about 10 months. Chelsea was about an hour and a half commute, and then Spurs wanted to sign me, so I ended up signing with Spurs. What uni are you at, Ross? Nottingham Trent. Nottingham Trent. What position did you play? I played as a left winger. Wait, you played football? I just literally flexed my football. Let me reflex my football. I just this is all I've got from recent times, to be honest, but that's me playing football. Oh, my camera died. Hey, that's a sign to go. Not my camera, my light. I'm in the dark now. All right then, chat. We've been going exactly now 3 hours, apparently. I think it's just under 3 hours, but there you go. I will leave it there. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you for staying. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. I wish you the best of luck with Game Week 2. Hopefully you get a green arrow. Hopefully we start to make our way towards a good rank, and hopefully we stay there all season. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate you very much, and I will catch you on Sunday for a transfer plans video for Game Week 3. Cheers, guys.